Hello.
Bada bing, bada boom.
We go. All right.
We go for
Um,
just a few more sessions,
just a couple.
We'll see how it goes.
2 or 3, depending.
Might be 2 months. We'll see.
We're slow.
Mhm.
Don't count on it being 2.
I
Anyhow.
think after 3 weeks, Devin just kills us.
Mm.
It's like, all right, you're getting petrified for another 100 years. Fuck it.
Well,
Okay.
it also depends when Eric's free again, but yep, we'll see.
Yeah.
So who had lecture gap last time?
Okay. A new character entered the party by falling through the ceiling. And then we got to fight the statue we ended off on last time. We also found a cube, a jelly cube, and another skeleton minotaur out in the hallway, and managed to survive it all, and we just loot the place. We get some magic items, we get a lot of gold and platinum, we get a mimic and kill that too. We get a lot of traps.
Snakes.
Yep. Ulcity summoned snakes to act as coal mine canaries with all the traps, because he got fed up with them. And after we finish, we head up to the Scorpion, and Ulcity tries to do a sneaky approach with a Charmin monster, but is a little clumsy on the approach, so there was an alert arachnid waiting for us. And then the alert arachnid, though it failed the charm, scuttled on over to Viv there, and she was not having it at that point. It was like, nope, stab. But with a nice little wall of thorns, we get out okay. And a lot of
That was a really good wall of thorns.
It was a really good one, yes. Hattie opted to go back to Helgren to make sure he'll be okay, so we don't have to worry about that for a little while. And we get outside and see the Star Tower, making a fixed position for a kind of artificial sun for this world. Trees closest to it are absolutely enormous. Things are strange and weird to all of us. This is an unfamiliar land. And after...
And I want to explore it so fucking bad.
And after some travel, a little bit on horseback, a lot of it without, we reach the town of Bartsharf, which is where we left off.
So, each of you have begun this kind of light descent of a hill downwards. Just glancing from the top, you see a number of cleared areas of trees from the surrounding forest. Mainly birch trees, probably the namesake. That, again, suggests this kind of logging setup. And furthermore, you do see a proper mill, sawmill, sat beside a nearby river. Further on, you do see there's a bit of a jagged, kind of like a indent down into the ground near the middle of the town. Almost like there's this second layer to everything that was seemingly man-made and physically dug down. And I'll say also, just the rogue with your passive perception. Glancing around, for this town is a bit dense. It's a compact area. A lot of the buildings are too high, 2 stories high, and they're pretty close together. And streets kind of wind throughout. But for the amount of people the architecture and the layout suggests, you're not seeing as many on the roads. It's only getting into evening by now. People shouldn't be all huddled in their homes at this point. Just strikes you as slightly odd.
Alright. I'll keep my eyes open mostly for observations of what's the demeanor like of the people who are out?
That'll be a bit tougher to see from this range. As you guys are, but as you enter in, they seem to kind of be going about their business, and there are people there. Like, it's just the numbers are a bit are noticeable.
Just a bit, like out of like within earshot of town. Also, just gonna start like playing his flute with like a not quite peppy, but like an opening song kind of tune.
Fair enough. You do start your little tune. As you do see, there is a bit of a border to the town. It's not a full-on wall, but there is like almost like little bridge gates along the paths, seemingly staffed by 2 guards.
Hello?
Oh, hello.
Did I cut out there? Or?
Uh,
What?
I think
Doug's
Conrad
really
cut
quiet
out.
there. I'm not sure if that was me or you.
Okay.
You
I
hear me?
heard everything just fine.
Okay, it was me then.
Do you hear me, Conrad?
Yeah, I hear you now. Just at the
Okay.
just
Okay.
just like I said it too.
Yep.
I heard border and then it cut off.
There's a kind of a gate border, not a full-on wall around the town, but just a little kind of checkpoint in a way, guard posting. And on that you do see 2 guards kind of stood there near the entrance. One kind of sat on a chair on the lookout, and the other up on top of this little checkpoint. And the one on the chair does take notice of your music playing as you approach.
He'll maybe not wave, but he'll give a little jig just to note that he's seen him.
Vivian will wave and just.
There's a kind of like tap of the spear that he's kind of got resting up against his shoulder right now in acknowledgement. And
I apologize for him. He hasn't learned yet that ceaseless noise is not entertainment.
Yes,
Oh.
And he leaves the call.
as the Bart starts the sentence and out of existence.
Hi, Conrad. You back?
Welcome back.
I don't know if you guys caught that, but I disconnected after I said it.
Yep, you indeed did. Before you said it, you started the sentence about like half a syllable in, and then died.
Okay. I guess I'll try again. My internet's not high apparently because there was a storm outside. I said, she has yet to find a tune she enjoys. I'm just trying to help her along with that.
And as you further up, and it's just like, yeah, all right, you guys know the evacuation's going on, right?
I'm afraid we don't. We've been a little bit out in the countryside for a while.
And he kind of tilts his head. How long? And as you get a closer look on this guy, he's got the standard kind of like guard garb of a basic chain shirt, and some like rougher pants. A metal kind of bucket on his head of a helmet. And you just see a younger set of eyes underneath. It's hard to gauge exact, but human, maybe half elf. And just again, just like narrows his eyes. You must have been out pretty long if you haven't heard the. Well, I guess how long have you been?
Quite long, and most of us aren't really from this specific area. Besides, we have heard that there is some very big news. Is it related to that?
I'm going to assume you mean the deer people are calling it.
The chaos. Yes. We were not aware of exactly where it was. Is it heading this way?
Last we got word, one of the sages got a few heads up. The path is slated to possibly be going through here, so maybe don't stay around too long if you don't want to. Some people are barging up as best they can. He kind of like looks inside.
Well,
are we still welcome down to?
Yeah, I'm obligated to warn you, and honestly, personally, I would advise you to not stay here too long. But
it's quite appreciated. I just don't want to cause a problem for the folks here.
We are here on something of an errand. Do you know if a general store kept by an individual called Mako is still open?
Kind of chills. Mako. Oh, you mean the Briny Bargain?
We weren't given a name, aside from the person who ran it.
Yeah, well, that, if it's not that, then apparently the town has another Mako I don't know about. And he gives you basic, directions, and it's not too, deep into the town, fortunately.
Right. What did you say it was? The Brandy Bargain?
Briny Bargain.
Bratty Bargain.
Briny, like fish.
Briny.
Briney. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. I couldn't make it out. It was said very quickly.
You'll get why when you get there.
I'm sure we'll.
Anything else you guys are looking for? Anything I can help with to get you out of here quicker?
I'm fairly certain that anything else we need we could ask about at the store, but thank you.
Just nods and kind of like gives a glance at each of you, more of a determining glance. It's like, you guys, I guess what's your business here?
General assistance. Hopefully we can be of use to folks around here. I'm looking to sing some songs and raise some spirits.
Uh-huh. He kind of says, "What, you some hero wannabes or something?
I mean,
I'll
it'd
be like
nice, but
You want to be like the miracles of old?
Miracles.
Proud miracles. The group of people, heroes. You guys foreigners?
Something of
yes.
the sort.
Of some sorts. We haven't catch up with history a bit. What do you mean by these miracles?
You got like, okay, it was. And you see him almost like look up to the other guard on the higher platform, and it's like, you good up there? These guys want to know some more stuff, and there's just a kind of wave of acknowledgement down. You see what seems to be a dwarven woman with a crossbow, just kind of resting on her side. It's like, all right, okay. Proud miracles. By now, they're usually about, they say about 20 or so people, give or take. Some are unofficial members and stuff like that. They're kind of the local legends, local heroes.
But you said historic, but like members? Is this like an active membership?
Yeah, it's a bit of a collective that's gone back a lot. It's not wholly recognized. Like there's no grandmaster or anything, but it's a title and a acknowledgement of people who are kind of a bit special and help the world out, I guess. Powerful people too. They're not just, any schmuck with a sword. I mean, they're the ones who fixed the whole problem with the ancient evil about, was it 120 years back? I don't know my history too well.
In that case, if we ever do manage to get to their level of status, I think we'd be in good company.
Mm-hmm. He got strong. He's like, you certainly are aiming high, but they're called proud for a reason, I guess.
Regardless, for now, it's a simple errand we're on.
Yep. All right. I mean, if you got anything else, I'm sure Mego could sort you out for local information. He's a bit of a gossip.
Sounds good.
Would be delightful.
And
You've
you just
been
kind of
very
like,
helpful, thank you.
no problem. Welcome to Bartsharf.
Appreciate it.
We'll head in.
And you do, and you get a nod from the dwarven woman up top as well.
I'm just continue playing my tune.
Yep. You walk in, and you get this kind of crossing this border. A fresh wind hits you, and you get this smell of light industry. This kind of mix of metalworking and wood chips. It's not overpowering, but this town has a distinct scent to it. And walking in further, there is some occasional clang you can hear, probably of a single forge off in the distance.
Well, let's find that general shop.
And following the directions you were explained out to, after maybe one wrong turn, you find yourself in front of what is signed as the Briny Bargain. A rather large building. You see the sign itself is kind of stylized in this round ship wheel with an anchor hole kind of trailing off of it. And the front itself has this kind of seaweed green, like accenting some of the woodwork. It is a gaudy paint job, and the door itself is just this like aquamarine.
Oh,
Also, takes one look at this. Oh, I love this place.
oh, we are
Already.
not in the presence of somebody with any sort of taste.
That is all right. This is going to be a fascinating day.
Oh, this is going to be nauseating.
Yes, but considering the day we've had so far, it can't be worse.
Can't it?
I mean, I got stabbed today and beat over the head by a rather large rock. Did
I
better
would
than that.
argue that it could be worse.
I don't
Pavan,
think it
what do
will
you
be.
think?
I think that if a gaudy door is what it takes to replace a gigantic arachnid in our day, I'm good with it.
When you
Yes?
frame it like that, it makes sense. Still. Oh dear. Go up and push the door open.
And as you do, there is a ring of bells along the top. Walking in, you immediately get this scent of a bit of everything. It's the smell of a general store, but something that kind of holds over any other scent is this kind of smoke to everything. And you walk in, you look around. There is a number of shelves, kind of stocked around this open area in the middle. And looking at the sides, you see a number of various foods all along the left side. Dried meats, dried fruits, everything seeming to be like travel food. All and you see a number of almost like one in display on the top of what it is, be it a set of a pile of dried prunes or an entire flank of seemingly dried pork. And underneath are various taped, kind of like butcher's paper packages with a little a string cross section. Looking further in, you see behind a counter a man kind of glancing at each of you before boisterously giving out a welcome. How can I help each of you?
We
how
were
do you do,
sent
good
this
sir?
way by a friend of yours.
Walking closer, you see this man is of a other race. Anyone can give a nature check. I know the players
Oh.
know, but it's a curiosity if any of you guys in your histories have run into something like this.
I love the mustache, I have to say.
Mm-hmm. Also, do you with a nature? All
Oh
right.
man, look at us all.
Okay. So I'll say, Ulcity, you've definitely heard of Tritons before. Vivienne, you might have met one in the arena once. And Paven, you might have known one to be in your kind of cross path with a druid Triton once or twice. Ika looks at each of you. Sent this way on reference. Who do I owe the gratefulness to?
An old man named Helgrind.
And you see the look on his face, like the sheen of optimism on his face, just kind of twinge a little bit. Really?
He recommended you very highly.
Nods. Right. Helgrind, you say? I mean, that's
Tiefling-
quite the claim.
Tiefling,
Yes, I'm aware.
surname Red Fang.
He nods, he's like, yes, we've all seen the statue in town.
Really? Is there a statue? He left that part out.
Kind of
Ah.
narrows his eyes at that.
I'll say this. He gave us a little bit of a message. He said to invoke the fact that you owe him, and I'm looking through my notes. Where the hell is it?
Mhm.
Owe him for heck. It was a new
The
arm or
arm.
something. The arm. Owing
Yep.
him for the arm. There
Yep.
it is.
And you see that twinge of like, almost like apprehension just immediately fall away. It's just like, oh, I'm terribly sorry. Look, it's not uncommon knowledge that I'm and that I know the man, and people have definitely tried to leverage it before. But oh, you've actually come
Understood.
across him.
Yes, we have.
Well,
Hopefully,
Apprehension is
hopefully he'll
understandable.
be catching up soon.
right.
Is he one of those proud miracles that we keep hearing about?
And he raises the eyebrows. And is like, he has been a stalwart member for a while. Yes.
Oh, that explains quite a bit now.
Could I ask then about each of you, such that he would recommend you my way, and especially holding something like that over my head?
Oh, we're just a couple of smooth-skinned elderly folk. Don't worry about it.
We find ourselves somewhat displaced in time due to a petrification spell that he undid.
Oh, oh, I owe someone money.
There was a bet on us, huh?
Not on you, but that he'd go and do something. I thought he'd finally take the retirement for once in his very long life, but here we are.
Are we the first then to come out of this state?
Well, I can't say I know the details exactly of how you've all gotten here, but you're certainly the first that he's sent my way over something like that. He has some other friends, but they're people I knew before. And you say you're displaced in time.
I am uncertain exactly how many years. Ulcity is from the furthest back, or at least he was there the longest. I believe Haven is more recent, from the few notes that we managed to compare. I can
so.
perhaps give you the name of perhaps ruling family in the local region that I was concurrent with. Give you a note of history.
There's a smile, and it's like, I'm sorry, dear, and he kind of like tilts his head, and like you see like a known look to your ears. No, sorry, not to you. That's to the no. Hattie was the elf, and Hattie's gone. Never mind.
Ah,
Um,
no.
Hattie was an elf? No, Hattie was a human.
I thought Hattie was half elf.
No, Hattie was very human.
I'm getting my brains mixed up.
Eric always seems to pick art that has features that don't necessarily belong on a race, so...
Yes. Anyway, he's like, I am not a particularly long-lived individual, so if you're displaced enough to not know about the Proud Miracles and not know about Helgrind, and I assume you're from the area.
How about this? When did the sun get eaten?
And he kind of looks like, oh, that was about a century or two ago. You see him count on his fingers.
Older than that.
You see some kind of fingers. Oh, yes. I suppose you have woken up in a bit of a different world, haven't you?
Quite a bit, though I have to say, the tower, beautiful. The trees, fantastic. The concept, horrifying.
The balance is yet strange, but it works apparently.
The archmages did the best with what they had.
I understand. They must have had to act quickly.
Nods. Well, it seems you've at least gotten a grasp on that concept. Have you heard of the current ongoing crisis?
Which one?
Helgen mentioned the Feywild god wreaking havoc.
Yes.
The guards also mentioned an evacuation.
That as well. I've actually got a bit of responsibility on that. The upper floors of this building are a bit of an inn, and I do have magical protections on this building. So, if you do need a place to hide out, from should the worst come to wander over here, again, if Helgren's dragged you into this mess, well, I suppose I have to claim for his mistake somehow.
To be quite honest, Helgrand was rather hoping we'd be able to help with that.
And he nods like, oh, and he kind of like glances at each of you a bit more. Oh, that's why he's holding it over my head. Oh, I get it now. All right. Each of you consider yourself proficient in combat?
Hmm.
I can make do.
Certainly.
I've been known to hold my own.
I'll assure you that, GM can't think of a word. What's the, there we go. I assure you that being humbled is not going to get you far in this situation. We need everything we can throw at that thing.
I was a renowned duelist.
That'll work.
I sing songs that will change the minds of hopefully even the Fae.
Bard, got it. And Mako kind of like narrows his eyes at Paven. I don't want to presume.
If druid is what you think, then that's
Something
a
to that
title.
effect. Nature
you could
mage,
find
yes.
me. I kept balance in my forest,
Right.
focusing
Okay.
on death more than life. So I think it'll come in handy.
Especially against, if you're known in nature, that'll help you well. Nature itself has been twisted in that thing's wake. Speaking of which, I might have some. Well, I guess first of all, are you in need of basic supplies? What do you have on you? What are your personal coffers? You know what? I can do that. You know what? Again, to ease you into this transition of existence, grab one of any what you want over from that side there, and he gestures to all the to the dried food area.
Oh, fantastic. Also, would you be able to exchange? Oh, sorry, my dear. Go ahead.
How long of a journey, or how long do you think we would need to prepare for?
Are you planning on throwing yourself at this thing right away?
Well, I was rather going to ask, who do we speak with? Where would we need to go to do so?
As far as I know, there is a small force currently keeping on its path. More than anything, to give heads up to local areas of where it is wandering next. A lot of our heroes of old have unfortunately found themselves in old age, and even the Great Red Drake is no exception.
Great Red Dragon.
Helgrind.
Ah. Didn't know he came with a title.
He has many.
Stuff.
Is he a dragon?
No, but he certainly fights with the ferocity of one. Like I said, he has a statue in town. He's a bit of a local and curator hero.
I mean, if a dragon had a statue, I wouldn't be too surprised either.
He's not a dragon. He's just... he embodies one. And it's certainly something that your type has picked up on in telling his story.
Yes, he did seem quite interesting character. He seems quite kind and quite powerful. A rare combination.
Yes, he's one who has more good intentions than his legs can keep up with.
Such are the best kinds of people.
Quite. Right. So, once you get something in your stomach, I'm going to go and grab some more interesting items. And he takes a step back. I'll leave you with some company. And he gives a whistle, and you hear a click, 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 click of claws coming down a nearby staircase.
Cat.
This, my friends, is my dear companion.
Please be a cat.
Bucket!
Oh.
It's lovely. It's lovely.
As each of you see about probably just its back, it's from the floor to the top of its back, 3 foot tall, draconic reptilian-looking dog-shaped creature.
I take one look at it, and with my sort of blood, smile, just like try to cast Speak with Snakes.
Hmm.
It speak with animals, but it only works with snakes. See if it works.
Yeah, you go ahead and you give it a try. This is not a snake. However, there is
Snake-like
a
language.
you get this ever so slight resonance from it. It is certainly not a snake, but it is a scaled creature that deals in a type of poison.
I'm speaking French, Canadian, and Italy. Got it.
Yes.
I'll get closer to it and taking advantage of this. Just a basic introduction with Bucket.
On that note, you as well are in that not quite. I'll have everyone make another nature check. See if they know exactly what this thing is.
Okay.
I love it
19.
already, whatever it is.
Vivian, you again have run into this in the arena.
Ha.
Also to you as well, you might have come across this just in random travel. Although
It's
it
the
might
one
not have been.
snake I couldn't charm.
Yeah, it is. However, this is one of many kinds of variety. This is a guard drake,
Hmm.
Huh. Okay.
and it is technically a dragon.
Sweet.
Hmm.
I take one look at it and just go, "Oh, you were just the cutest thing."
Look over at Mako.
Yep.
These are very, very good when trained for combat.
Nods. Quite. He has been a very good friend.
Is he
Um,
friendly?
And he kind of gives a smile, and it's like behind the spine on the top of the head.
I immediately dive towards this thing and do my best to make friends with it.
Yeah, as you take a step towards, you see Bucket kind of like the hair doesn't poof up, but the scales kind of shift a bit, and you hear a second whistle from Mako, and immediately calms down and kind of just is looking up at you.
Yep. I will just jump in and just ferocious love.
All right, give a quick animal handling. You
That was a
pet the
5.
dog.
God damn it.
You pet the dragon dog.
I'm so happy.
Yep. You get behind the scales, and the
I
leg
made
starts.
just to pet it better.
Yep, and the back leg goes poof, poof, poof on the floor. This thing is strong.
Just the cutest thing.
I will be right back. Enjoy your bit of food. He's on a bit of a diet, so don't be going giving handouts.
I think I can withstand.
Yep, and Mako goes in the back for a moment. Each of you are left to a selection of dried foods and a scaly beast to pet.
I'll pick
With
up
the most,
one
like-
thing of dried fruit and sit down and just watch.
With the most like non-attentive mage hand, I just grab a few and put them in my bag.
I will say, by this point, if you guys have not by now, you can certainly take a short rest.
Okay, cool. Could you do me a swift favor?
Huh?
Could you click on the Shadows max HP drop and let me know if it was a short rest or a long rest thing I can heal?
Sure.
I do not recall. I think it was a long rest, but I just want to be sure.
The Wraith. Until the target finishes on a long rest.
Okay, no worries.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll just roll a couple of these. And I think, didn't we already take a short rest today, I believe? Took one at the
Yeah.
top of the tower, didn't we?
Yeah, because I am down a few hit dice.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, just really fast. Song of Rest, just for the sake of extra healing on everyone. Take additional 4.
I honestly don't know how far down I am because it was on my token, not on my sheet, so...
I can give you a check.
Thank you.
You were at 70.
Okay.
Remind me at the end of the session to tie your tokens to your things.
Okay.
Please.
All right. After after a moment, Mako returns, and you see him kind of dragging behind him a bag full of various items. And he goes ahead and places it down. This is some of my high-value merchandise, and I imagine it would do you rather well in the upcoming trials. However, this is also some very expensive stuff.
Yes, of course. And
You wouldn't happen to have any old world money on you, would you?
I have 10 gold pieces. I have new world money, I think, too.
We can compensate you if you're alright with a potential array of coinage. The location where we were had a basement full of, let's say, very interesting things.
You see the like the fins on his ears kind of like twitch a bit, and he's like, "Oh, really? Well, gold is gold, just as well."
How about platinum? Does that still hold weight?
And again, you see a little twitch on the ears. Platinum, yes, yes, that certainly does.
Fantastic. And I'll first pull out that like 75 gold piece bag of valuables, like the silverware and stuff, and just say, and this. We found this. We'll start here. I feel like at the very least it's a thanks just for the opportunity to meet your pet.
I, sir, am a stalwart businessman. This can certainly go towards me parting with some of the more extravagant items I have.
Oh, fantastic. Well, let's see what you got then.
And he goes, well, first of all, I believe this is a old trick from, I mean, back in ancient days. And you see him poop 4 bottles on the table, each with a red liquid inside. Healing potions.
Very familiar.
Oh, you got 4 of them. How long did it take to brew those?
I purchase.
Well, what's the going rate?
Commonplace now?
Say again, sorry, Conrad?
Are they commonplace now?
Not exactly. Like I said, these are from my high-value reserves. You can get a basic one for a decent save-up. But then again, it could save your life, so that's here or there. These ones, however, are more for drag-out fights from great heroes against ancient evils. I may have sold a few to some miracles looking to deal with a certain few monsters here and there. And then he kind of glances, right, you guys don't know anything about that. They work, trust me. And he turns them. These 3 are cut above the rest, and this one even further. So these are 3 greater healing potions and 1 superior healing potion.
Okay.
And how much for each? If we were to start running together a list or a tab, or
my general rate for anyone would be one of these 3, and he taps on the graders, would be 400. However, I'm going to slash prices just a bit for you because I have the trust that Helgrin gives to you, and as well, I know that you might just well end up vanquishing a very big issue that could impact some of my local customers. So, each of these will be running you 200.
I'll fork over 2 platinum for one of them. And I'll put that one on my belt.
Do you mean 20 platinum?
Oh, 20 platinum, yes.
Yep.
My bad.
I
Thank
was gonna say, I did not give you that much money.
No. Yeah. Let me fix that. There we go.
You were thinking of Eric's standard, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fair. Alright, and he slides the bottle over to you.
Yep, I'll do the same. You said greater, right?
Yep.
Wouldn't hurt to have at least one of these on hand.
Would you like one as well? Paven?
Sorry, it's...
Oh.
I got the filter activated, so sometimes it doesn't pick me up. Yes. You said 200?
Yes, 200
That's a fair
for,
price.
and he'll slide a greater healing potion over to you. Now this big guy here, and it is a larger bottle. It's about like a proper like a Nestle water bottle worth. This one doubles in both quantity and quality. And this guy is a bit of a cut above the ones you have. This would run you 500. Normally 1,000, but again.
Well, I think I'll see your other merchandise before I can make any big decisions like that for today.
All right.
Likewise.
I will admit I do not have the widest selection as I once did, as again current times have left stock a bit spotty. But he
As
slides.
from my experience, anything you show me, I'll be impressed by.
He then slides forward.
What's the name of the first potion again?
Potion of greater healing.
Oh, I can't find it.
It's 44 plus 4.
Oh, okay. Weird that it isn't in Roll20.
This next item, and he slides forward probably a tennis ball sized carved gem. It's a black gem. It doesn't look like extremely expensive. It's more one of those common gemstones. I don't want to say obsidian, but something like that. Onyx is what I'm
There we
thinking
go.
of.
Okay, I was gonna say obsidian is not a gem.
This one right here holds a spell within it. One that is easily used by even a layman.
Does it have a particular spell or a spell of any kind?
This holds high magics of the elemental plane, specifically one of Earth. This would essentially be a gem of investiture of stone.
Oh. Okay, hold on. That's interesting. What would your cost be, good sir?
For this one, he kind of like tilts his head back and forth. For you each, if I'm sticking with the half model, 850 gold pieces.
Keep that one on reserve for me, maybe. I do want to see what else you have, but I am very interested.
I have 2 more items. And he then, from the bag, pulls out a very, very elegant looking blade and places it down. This is a interesting object, and also one of the most expensive things I have in the store.
Well, tell me more.
It is a blade that does the fighting on its own.
Yo,
Oh, say
that's
more.
convenient.
Enchanted with many magics, it, should you speak the command word and throw it into the air, simply attacks as you wilt. And attacks with the same efficiency that it would should it be wielded by your own hand.
Ah. Somebody tried cheating with one of those once in the arena. He tried to mime fighting on his own, and it was very frustrating. Got caught, of course, but...
Well, I'm sure one with actual skill behind would do just as well.
I wonder if you took an illusory double of yourself and just pretended you were wielding it, if it would work well.
That's it. Perhaps.
Be a good trick, at least.
This one, again, I would normally be charging quite a bit for. I can see the investment potential here, though. I am a man of business. However, this would still hit the bank at 2,700 gold pieces.
Still a hell of a deal, if you ask me.
And last off, he produces a large ornate scythe. This guy right here was originally keeping on a rather niche case. However, current happenings have made it a bit more useful. This is what's the name of it when I received it was the Gardener's Great Scythe.
Hmm.
It's quite
Okay.
bad.
Any beings made of plant life that are hit with this are very much accosted. It is very effective against anything along the lines of walking shrubs or large treants. This is essentially the equivalent of a giant slayer greatsword,
But as a scythe.
but it
Like
is
the
a scythe.
plants. I love it.
It's a scythe
And rather
versus
than
plant.
knocking the creature prone, it stuns them
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
Oh.
with a DC 15 Constitution save anytime you hit. As well, just hitting anything gives it 2d6 extra damage.
Alright.
All
And it
right.
is a big scythe. It is essentially a greatsword.
So
Hell
it
yeah.
takes
That's,
strength to wield.
It would use strength, yes.
Yep. Not for me. For you guys, maybe.
Is it
Oh,
two-handed?
It is two-handed.
Hmm. I
actually,
would
that
miss
might-
my shield.
That actually does remind me. I have a strange question for you. Do you, by chance, have a tree that you don't need?
So he tells his head, "This is a logging town. I'm sure you could find one. Me personally, I do not own a tree that I don't need."
Alright, good to know, good to know. Do you know someone who I can ask about that? About a good, strong, maybe an ironwood or something of similar fortitude and strength?
He kind of leans back. I'll be honest, I don't do a lot of business with the woodworks.
Oh, that's alright. I'm sure I can ask around.
I could direct you to the district.
Oh, maybe after this, yes.
How much
It's-
was the scythe? I think we cut that off.
Yes, sorry. Roughly, again, half 1,700.
Okay.
Still, powerful blade.
I'd probably honestly be charging more further than that, given its supply and demand.
Yes.
But in your lot's case, you could certainly make good use of it.
I must say, you are the single best businessman I've ever had the joy to make deals with.
There's a smile, and you do see his teeth are a bit sharper than you would expect from a regular human.
I smile back with snake fangs.
Hmm.
Well, I'll take that compliment to heart.
And, do you happen to carry gems with you? Just normal, simple, strong gems?
He thinks, I potentially could. What did you have in mind in particular?
Well, you'll have to let me know how particular you'll be on the type of gem, Devin, probably spell cost. But an agate? Agate? How do you say that? Agate?
I think it's agate.
Agate.
Yeah.
The very expensive agate. It's for a spell I'm working on.
He thinks, I have quite a bit of non-liquid assets in the back. I could give a look around.
If you do, worth at least in my time, 1,000 gold pieces. If that's maintained similar, then hopefully
know-
the spell will accept it.
Any of the gems I hold for the sake of holding price would by nature be rather expensive. So no worries on that front. Just a matter of if I have that one in particular. Give me a moment.
And you'll have to tell me if spellcasting requires it to be exactly the same. But
I'm gonna have you roll a d4. Two and above, he has it.
all right,
3, and he comes back with a shiny polished agate.
I will smile and just say that actually, and I'll just put down 100 platinum pieces. Assuming you're charging full price, would this be a fair trade?
He kind of looks, and he kind of gives a glance at. I'm not sure on the exact one. I could have a gem person check it. Go ahead if you'd like. You can roll a persuasion.
I will do so very well. If this is below a 10, I have a minimum score of 17.
All right,
It is a 17.
17. You know what? The jeweler's probably out of town by now, anyways. Sure, that's a decent trade.
I paid 1,000 gold pieces worth, so assumedly it's the same.
Yep, it's probably more.
I will take it, and I will put it in my pocket and say, well, I have a plan for a late night of mine.
All right.
Okay,
And
2,700 for the sword. What was the scythe again?
1,700.
2,700, 1,000. And how much was the gem if Ulcity was wanting it?
Uh,
The Earth Gem?
Yeah, did you want
Yeah,
that?
don't worry about
800.
Don't worry about that.
No?
I'd rather have the agate.
Okay.
The Earth Gem is 800.
Alright, so if we're not worrying about that, then we've got 3,700, and we've got more than that in total, like, group platinum. Gold price.
Does that include the 1,000 I just spent?
No, because the 1,000 you just spent would bring us down to 3,650. We'd be 50 gold short, but we've got 50 gold. I've got 50 gold on me. We all do, so we'd be able to cover it.
We also still have that 75 gold piece worth of stuff that I gave him.
Okay.
If he's counting that.
So we just basically each of us would clear out our platinum. If we got the 2 weapons.
Yeah,
we can make it.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
Okay. Sure. I'll go ahead and look up the dancing sword. I assume you already have it, but
I can grab it for you real quick.
Yep, yeah, so I've got 5 platinum, so I'll get that.
I'll just throw it in the Discord chat. Just so you can have it on hand, because the other chat's probably going to scroll by.
I do also have the book open here, so I can pull it open there, because... Dancing sword, bonus action, 3 attacks, and bonus action, etc. Okay, so basically it would eat up my bonus action, but I'm not using it too much to begin with, so that's okay. I can make it work. Thank you.
Oh, sorry about the garage door. No.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
That's alright.
So, it's like, well then, this will help go towards further preparations on my end as well. As we don't exactly have a whole lot of coin to throw around in the area either.
Oh, I'm glad to help with that aspect.
I don't suppose you came across any other wonders within that tower?
A few. We're seeing if we might find use for it in the coming days first.
By all means, but if you find yourself not needing them.
Yeah, did we give the chainmail to Hattie or no? Because it was weaker than what they had on.
Yeah, I think that we might still have it because nobody really could use it.
Yeah, I assume we can take that out, and then I don't think we'll find much use for this though. The full chainmail, scarred with rooms, copper and bronze. Real fast. I'm just gonna do a quick identify on it, just to see what it is.
Sure thing.
We know what it is.
Oh, do we? Did I do it last time?
Yeah, I've got it written down. It's it's elven chain. Oh
Nope.
wait, no.
Yeah, no,
a full
I have
set
the
of
chainmail.
chainmail that's bronze copper. Oh, and has runes. Sorry, never mind. Go ahead.
Yep. So yeah, cast identify. What is it?
All right, this is a freaky chain.
Hey, what? Oh, Jesus. Okay.
While in this armor, you gain a +3 bonus to AC, you're immune to fire damage, and you can understand and speak primordial. In addition, you can stand and walk across molten rock as if it were solid ground. You have disadvantage on stealth checks. And if your strength is less than 13, your speed is reduced by 10.
Yeah, that's a legendary item, isn't it?
Yep.
So I pull this out and then go like, oh, Jesus Christ. Yes. We have this. And I'll just like give the laundry list of what this thing does.
Oh.
So if any of those miracles need a new set of armor, by chance,
this
could be useful.
This went missing a good while ago. My
I'm happy
word.
to bring it back.
Yes, it's It's been in magic item textbooks for quite a while. I mean, if you're willing to part with it.
I mean, we just did hand you quite a few bagfuls of gold. Our pockets are quite light now, and this weighs pretty much the same of what we just gave you. So,
Yes.
you'll have to know what the running price is. Although I kind of looked at the party, I think we could do half price. Yes, I think that'll only be fair.
To be fair, it would already be at roughly half price with my buying and selling methods. You gotta turn a profit, you know.
In that case, I don't think we'd argue the price you give us.
I would put something like this. How does a return of 3,000 gold sound?
I think that sounds quite fantastic. Personally, if any of you disagree, please feel free.
I believe we could do that.
All right.
Well, make sure
Could
these get
you-
good hands.
Could you give me the rundown of the scythe? Or the text at least?
Oh, sure thing.
Also, what type of sword is the dancing sword? Because
It is a short sword. I was in the middle of typing it and then a thing came up. Sorry.
Yep. Okay. 1d6 piercing. Okay.
But just reference. I'm taking care of the party loot for you guys right now.
I just added 1,000 gold to my sheet because I assumed that 3,000 gold was 1,000 each.
Oh yeah, I'm just marking off like the items we saw.
Okay. Sounds good.
The Gardener Great Scythe. Such a good fucking name.
What's the base damage for this?
It'd be the equivalent of a greatsword. So I believe that's
great sword.
2d6.
Right.
So kites take 46 damage.
That's a lot.
Hey, Ulcity, if you're busy identifying things, how about you take a look at the gloves that Viv is wearing that can't attune to because she's got to attune to a sword.
Ah, that's right. Before I do so, none of you need any fast healing, do you? No new ailments that I could patch up for you?
No.
Alright, then I won't be too begrudged of a spell slot. Then I will identify what I assume is arrow catching gloves, right?
Yep. Missile snaring.
Yeah, missile
I
snaring
believe.
gloves.
Alright.
Gloves and
I'm
missiles.
not going to be able to attune to all of these things, so, pending.
Gloves and missiles. I'll just remind myself of what they do, depending
There you
on...
go.
There we go. 1d10. Do you have decent dexterity,
Very.
Paven?
Oh.
Again, sorry, I was writing the.
Do you have decent
Thingy.
dexterity?
Is +1 decent?
Yeah, we're the same then. So if you'd rather have these, because you're going to get hit more often than I will, I think.
Yes. Okay. These are the gloves.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
gloves I just got dropped in the Discord.
After the damage. Blah, blah, blah. Awesome. Yes, for sure. Yeah. Now
Alright.
that I'll drop my shield for the scythe, so I will be happy to receive anything that protects me.
Alright. I'll hand Paven the gloves.
I just kind of... Alright, well, I'm gonna go in search for a good, healthy, strong tree really fast. I will be gone for a number of hours. When I come back, hopefully we'll have a new friend. Please treat me kindly.
Baker Capture said, I'd like to ask what you're doing in further detail.
Oh, well, I have a spell that allows me to... any object, really, but I think a tree would work best here. I can bring them to life for roughly a month.
Oh!
And, well, technically I can bring them to life permanently, but they'll work with us for a month, and ideally they'll be willing to help protect this town if needed.
Right. Mm-hmm. He just nods. I mean, if you could do it.
Oh, yeah,
No.
one of the more complicated spells, but I can do it if you have a second of those augates. I could do it twice a day if I needed to.
He just said, I think that was the one I had, but let me check.
You said there was a gem merchant in town, possibly? Was there anyone I can check to maybe see if they... Actually, it would take too long to do it twice today, but maybe in the future.
Furthermore, a lot of stores are closed up right now. I'm gonna have him roll a d4. If it's a 4, he has a second one.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, alright. That's alright. It would take me too long. I wouldn't be able to rest properly if I did both of them today, anyways. I can go searching another day.
Hmm. Anything else? Well, I mean, I guess I should ask. With each of you in the new world, are you wanting to be known too much? I know some people might glance an opportunity like this to perhaps lead a bit of a different life.
Well, I'm quite pleased with the way I was living before. I would love to make a joyous and hopefully protective name for myself.
Hmm. And the other two?
Do you
I'd-
still have dueling?
He thinks about it. I believe so. I don't think we'd have any larger like arenas or coliseums of old. But there is staged fights and a number of events that go on. As in on a stage, not as in faked.
Well, it's a starting place. Frustrating having to begin all over again.
There is a. Well, I guess that leads me to another thing. But first, sorry. Paven, was it?
Uh-huh.
How about you? How are you in being known to the world?
It's not my purpose, but if it helps the cause, I'd be happy to carry a name.
Right. Because I'm going to be blunt with you. Doing the things you're doing and preparing yourself like the way you are, you're probably going to catch the attention of the miracles, whether you'd like to or not.
Very
Is this
well.
a bad thing? I presume the
No,
miracles would
not
be,
necessarily. Just again, if one's thrown into a completely different world, I want to make sure there was no worry of being picked up by other eyes, I suppose.
fair enough. Though, my dear friend, um, considering we came back to a world in which one of the major celestial bodies had been consumed by a dark god, trees grow the size of things that I've never even considered thinking of before, and archmages had to build a new sun in short notice, and that's not even the current problem of the day and age. I think our reputation is one of the lesser problems we have.
All right, just when a lot of crazy things go out in the world, sometimes your own personal woes should be taken into account as well.
Well, we have the blessing to be alive once more. I think anything after that we can take secondary.
Right. Well then.
But I do thank you for your concern. It is not unnoticed.
Well, then yes, you will be making quite a ruckus in the world.
It's my favorite
Not
time.
just of the miracles themselves, but of the people. They tend to stick. The proud miracles are a bit of a cornerstone of a lot of the world. Between fixing the recent crisis, and just general, I guess, celebrity
Prestige.
perspective on them.
Well,
Yes, prestige. They're revered. And people going out and doing great feats of magic for protecting the people, they're probably going to start calling you a miracle, and honestly, that's a. The only people who called most people who are called miracles and aren't miracles are ones who haven't gotten in contact with them yet.
well, in that case, I think I will settle with for being just a bruise of good fortune for today, and if I end up as a miracle another date, even better.
Hmm. Now, on that, you gotta think for a sec. There is. If you want to make a dent towards things, as it seems you're quite intent on doing, I do have a potential lead you could go on. There is a bit of a hotspot of nature magic in the area, and one that is quite frankly the main reason the deer is suspected to be wandering towards this region. If it's amassing power or twisting power in the way it seems to have been doing up until now, coming across a wellspring like that would be a easy way to further its means. And were you to be there to give it some protection, again, this is an option. I know not what your full intentions are, and I don't claim to, but how to say, if it if it was Helgren standing in front of me, I think he would be running off toward that direction.
Well, I see no reason why we couldn't at least take a look.
And frankly, if he might be running off that direction anyways, we could do our best to do him a good turn and save him the travel.
Mm-hmm. This Druid Grove, as it was, or it previously was, it's been reported to be abandoned for a while now. It is in the direction of the deer. You would be heading towards it.
Sounds like a nice pit stop.
Yes. However, and he kind of glances at each of you, you're all looking a bit haggard.
Yes.
I'd imagine coming back to
Certainly.
life can take a toll on you.
No worse than being petrified in the first place, but some rest in the near future would not be frowned upon.
Well, like I said, I have a bit of a small residence area. There are some people who are set to take shelter there, but none have run. I have some empty rooms. None have filled them up yet. If you'd like a place to stay for the evening.
I wouldn't mind at all.
I would love a place to stay for the evening.
All right.
It'd be great.
The beds are. Okay.
Would it be inhospitable of me to stay out for the evening and come back at night? Would you be offended by that?
He shakes his head. No, I just want to make sure you have a bed to sleep in.
Oh, it is very much appreciated. If you'd like and you want to bring any sort of attention here, I could perform as thanks for either tonight or tomorrow as well.
He tells her, I'll tell you what. I can. If you were to head to the town square, I'm sure the people who are still sitting here could use a bit of a lift of spirits.
Yes,
Also, you might come across a rather large and audacious display of a local hero.
wonderful. But I have a bit of an odd question for you. You know this town very well. If I were to, for example, bring this statue to life as a stoned guardian to protect the town, would people take offense to that?
He tells her that. I would think Helicon would find it a bit
Amusing?
over the top. Also, if it were any other day, I might enjoy. I might enjoy the idea. But as for right now, the world around them being twisted by magic might set off a few bells.
Very well. I might stick to a tree then.
Yes. The tree itself, I already have some wonders about, but frankly, the if it can aid as a guardian, like you say, I think a bit of odd glances can be a acceptable loss.
Perhaps bring the tree to life at the Druid Grove and leave it at the Druid Grove.
Well, I
Rather
can
than
it.
have a bit of loose nature wandering through town in a time and an environment when loose nature uprooting itself and wandering about is a sign of the end times.
It's
practically.
I wouldn't go that far, but it's certainly a touchy subject.
Yes. I have every intention of the tree eventually settling there, but unfortunately the spell takes a good 8 hours to cast. So I would rather get the tree awake earlier and let it rest where it may.
You could leave it on the outskirts.
Maybe I'll do that. We'll see how the day goes.
All right. Just I do have a direct line to the mayor. So if you get up to anything, let me know, and I can perhaps smooth it over so you're not being called in for questioning.
Oh, you are a wonder to be around. I just have to let you know that. Well, for now, I think I'll just play some uplifting tunes in the center of square, and who knows, collect some local gossip. Maybe leave a hat out for anyone who wants to give a generous donation to this lovely abode who's given us some wonderful discounts. Maybe I can make up a little bit of the difference.
Not to knock down your confidence, but people are not exactly in a giving mood given the current situation. But
If they give me a smile,
um,
I'll count that as payment.
oh, I can abide by that.
Oh, I'm doing
As for
good.
the other two,
Oh, good.
any I guess sort of direction you'd like for the evening?
Mm,
Hmm.
not particularly.
I'll take a look at that statue. But beyond that, I don't suppose there's any small fighting groups in the area. I feel a little rusty.
There's a small grin there on his face. I mean, nothing official, but some of the dwarves from the mines do have a bit of a thing on the side.
Oh, it's been years since I've had to fight in a basement. Where is it?
Here, and he pulls out a map and gives you some basic directions as well as directions to the center of town.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
Haven, if you would like to come along with us.
Please, we'd enjoy your company. Get to know you better, hopefully.
Sure thing.
Either I'll leave you alone in the center of town with the bard, or you could come along with me. But I'm heading in that direction first.
At the moment, after a long time in the forest, I think... in the forest, I mean in... just frozen in time, I'd like to see a good fight.
Then
After
I
all,
shall
we
give
escaped
you one.
the big creature without much harm, and I still think you should prove yourself. I know what I'm worth, but let's see how well you fare with the local guys.
Well, now I feel almost insulted.
It's a little bit of inspiration for the ring. Did that work? And I'll look at the bard. Is that the way you do it?
I believe so. I think you've got a good ear to you right there. Are you sure? Do you play an instrument by chance?
Do I play an instrument? Good question. I do play the drums.
Well, if before the fight goes on, if it's scheduled, or maybe afterwards, maybe you can join me. I think an accompaniment would do well. And as well, Vivian, if you do as well, I would welcome the joint tune.
My tutors tried to teach me to play instruments, but I never took to them.
Well, in that case, if you just want to maybe take the time to sit back and listen to music after your fight, and if you need some patching up, I'm sure I can give you some good healing.
To be quite
Though I
honest,
doubt you'll need it.
if I wished to sit back and listen to music, I would not go to you.
Understandable. How about enjoy the local populace and maybe get to know them better?
Not as tempting as you may think.
No. Teach
Still.
their own.
Let's go. Let's see this statue that apparently Helgrind would be so embarrassed by.
Sure thing.
On the way, Devon,
Mhm.
I'm going to cast Mislead. I'm going to summon an illusory double of myself to walk directly next to me as I turn
Alright.
invisible.
Okay.
And I'm going to have them run ahead of me to the center of town and begin basically speaking and crying out of an upcoming performance.
Okay.
Because they move twice the speed that I can.
Yep.
Yeah, and the bard starts taking off, and I start trying to keep up.
Yep.
And I
Each of
say
you.
with mine, oh no, dear, I'm still here. Just an illusion.
She's looking around.
Right here. I kind of like draw in the dirt like a circle around me.
And I take my, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the sheathed sword and just lightly swing through that area.
It hits me directly in the stomach.
Mhm.
Oh,
Ah!
that was unnecessary. Why? I
So
told
you
you where I
are.
was.
I had to be sure.
Have I ever lied to you?
Have you known me long enough for me to make a accurate judgment about that?
Have you known me so short that a sword hilt to the stomach is a worthwhile way of checking my place?
Quite.
Well, in that case, I find your cultural practice is very confusing, but I'm sure that's par for the course by now.
Okay. So,
Also, I'll be
each of you... actually, on that, then, we'll take a quick 5 minutes.
At this point, I think Viv is just doing this to Ulcity out of, not habit, but... yeah, it's established. This is why we get nowhere fast.
Alright, time back.
Okay.
Just taking a few more minutes.
Oh, okay. I really want to awaken some sort of like ironwood tree or something. Like, it's just kind of cool. Although the statue would have been really funny.
Yeah, Helgren would have come back, seen that, and would have gone, okay, which of you did this? Okay, you're going back in the tower. Nap time, buddy.
Yep. And there would have been nothing I could have done about it, because it just lasts 30 days. I can't change that.
Hmm.
Actually, technically, it lasts permanently. It's just charmed by me for 30 days.
You don't take their statue.
Yes, but like, think of the imagery
Oh, the
of some
imagery is great,
revived
but...
heroes coming back to life and their own guardian statue as a protector.
The imagery is great, but... don't take the statue.
Again, Bard's point of view versus player's point of view. A Bard is like, this is a story waiting to happen. Come on.
That's the player's point of view, too, though.
Oh no, I know it's a terrible idea, but
Okay.
it'd be funny.
I just want you to know the entire time you're talking about awakening this and awakening that and awakening the other thing, I was having Dell flashbacks.
Look, I like playing a spellcaster, okay? I miss these spells so much.
I know. It's just... there were some parallels, and it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I have a 9th level spell, I need a hammer, I'm gonna turn a fish into one. Made out of adamantine.
Well, you might as well make one to something interesting.
I'm still having trouble catching up with so many spells.
I'm so used to like massive spell lists or like wizards or like a million prepared spells. I have the same spells every day. It's like, oh, cool, simple.
No, I haven't. Well, even playing a spellcaster, but I haven't played one like this high up in a while.
I just finished throwing a lich at the side of the party, so I'm kind of good. I'm kind of cool with it.
Meanwhile, I get spells and I'm like, what the heck am I supposed to do with these?
The trichotomy of player.
Magic good, magic fun, but let me hit things.
I so want to see you play
Don't
see you
give
play
me
like
that.
a melee-based sorcerer.
Don't give me that choice paralysis nonsense.
But see, if you played a rogue paladin and just got like spells like that and used it like that, I feel like you'd be unstoppable.
Possibly.
See, now I'm thinking like Eric, and I really want to see what like a high-level paladin plus like a few levels of Eldritch Knight looks like.
Probably too many stats to keep track of because Eldritch Knight uses intelligence to cast, Paladin uses charisma.
But you got all the fighter level ups.
You get all the fighter level up, sure, but just the headache of keeping track of this spell uses this stat and this spell uses that stat, especially in Roll20, which automates a lot of that and will try to automatically apply the main one, and it's like, oh boy.
Sure, but you manually change it once and you're all good.
You manually change it once, but if you edit anything in there, it's probably going to automatically switch back the way that melee spell attacks switch to strength, even if you have them at dex.
Well, yeah, you have to go through them individually, but spell attacks don't drag in properly anyways, so...
No, that's... It's a headache. Is all I'm saying. It's going to be a headache.
True.
Also, the headache of having 2 different spell save DCs and stuff, and having to keep track of those, and... No.
Again, you could just make Roll20 take care of all the math for you. Just... It would be a long setup, not denying that, but once it's set up, it'd be relatively smooth. And also, imagine smiting on an action surge with Booming Blade. It'd be so good.
Yeah.
Imagine if you got haste.
And just need a token for these guys, and we can go.
Oh, you're doing the tokens now?
No token for something else, but I will also do you guys while we're paused.
Oh, cool. Like I said, it is very much appreciated.
Okay. Now I just need to do. Actually, let's see. Can I just throw you guys on this map? I can. Oh, it's not the locking tokens, damn it. Grid enabled. Go like this and advanced and visible to everyone. Everyone should be able to see Vivian's health.
Yep.
I'll stay and HP. See to everyone. Paven. Alright. Select a token. Save that one. And one more. Sorry for the wait, guys.
That's right.
All good.
Save changes. There we go. So now if you guys want to give it a try, I believe if I put you guys off and then you drag yourself on one, it should have your hit points.
Yep, looks good.
There we go.
Rub it.
Alright, alright. Oh, alright.
Oh.
There we go.
Didn't.
Paven?
What?
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Let me just.
Either way, my roll 20 is acting freaky.
Yeah, mine's good.
Yeah. Just tokens you selected. Save changes. Should have done it. If not, it might just be roll 20, but no worries. I can just copy and paste you from this page later if we need to.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. So, okay. To return, each of you make your way as directed to the center of town with a small crowd kind of forming around it too from the exclamations of the illusory whole city. It seems some people are kind of like tentatively looking out to see what's going on. There's like a few groups of like 4 or 5 kind of like muttering to each other and like wondering what's going to be going on.
Even an illusion of you doesn't shut up.
And as you walk,
Point.
and as each of you walk closer, you all see this large, probably 1-to-1 scale statue, stood atop a rather large plinth of what you recognize as the shape and visage of Helgrind. The statue itself seems to be made of some sort of brass or bronze, and it maintains its kind of sheen of that metal. See a rather large plaque at the bottom that just has like probably like 7 different titles he's accrued over time. And at the bottom, just the Red Drake Helgrind.
Think, do you think the... Say again?
Is it relatively realistic looking?
Fairly, yeah. There is of note. He does have this kind of. You're not sure if it's a slight exaggeration or it's perhaps him in a younger state. but he seems to be kind of like larger and a bit more like just physically buff. He's not quite full on like Superman physique, but he's approaching. Where compared to when you met him, he had the more kind of reasonable, just athletic build. As well, it is a more like a heroic looking getup. There's no colors to it exactly. It's all just this like a monotone. But you see, like his arms are like fully exposed, and you see like carved into the metal are these scales that kind of snake up his shoulder and up his neck. As well, the pose itself, he has just like the one like fist in the air kind of pose, almost in a
Alright.
victory.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to say, there's something a little bit more unsettling about looking up at a construction that looks like a person now.
Well, you enjoy putting on your performance underneath this.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I'm going to
And I
go and
will-
look for a performance of another kind.
Very well. Do tell me how it goes. I'm very curious.
Faven,
Right.
if you'd like to
And
come
I
along.
will-
Yes.
If you'd like to come along, I'll be heading this way.
Wouldn't miss it.
All right. So the two of you head off towards the mining area that you were directed to. Meanwhile, Ulcity, what tune do you play as they head off? And they will
I'll-
probably be hearing a bit as they walk.
Yes. To them, of course, it sounds like ancient classical music.
Mhm.
To me, it's a wonderful pop rendition of a well-known song covered and with lyrics slightly changed to fit the times better. And I'm gonna have my illusory double begin to dance along and sing in harmony to the music I'm playing, as I only have wooden instruments.
That you're playing out of nowhere because you're invisible.
Yep, it just plays in the background,
All right.
and he is dancing and he is singing along, and he is very good at it comparative to possibly my own skill, because I can make
Right.
it do whatever I imagine it can.
Yep. I'll ask you to go ahead and give a performance check.
All right. Let me just check something, because I think as well this has a minimum. Nope, just deception and persuasion, so performance.
I'll give you a +3 on this as well, just for your little magic investment here.
Well, shit. Good thing you did.
Oh my gosh.
That would be
Oh.
an 11.
Wrong song, wrong crowd.
So, between
Damn
the... Yeah,
I just want to
you,
play some music.
you are not run out of the town of note. That is still an 11.
That's
but-
fine. Just every time I try to do something cool with this character, I get a 11.
You do see like a number of them are just kind of like looking at each other, and they don't seem to be liking the music too much. Additionally, the kind of like odd tunes and the the music from nowhere, and the person they've
Okay,
probably
that's
never
nice.
seen, and the person they've never seen before. Yes, but they don't see any instruments.
Of course.
It, again, you're not run out of town, but there's like you occasionally do hear some whispers like, "Hey, do you think this is a Fae thing? Oh no, do you think it's here already?" That kind of brings down the mood a bit. Anyone there seems to kind of think better of it and would kind of is like, no, things would be worse if this was the actual problem.
In the case about.
But it seems you're
20 minutes
just
in.
off-putting enough to not be bringing up the mood as much as you'd hope.
In that case, about 20 minutes in, I'll like kind of stand in the same place as my double. I'll have it disappear, and I can appear with my woodwind in my hand. And I say, I hope you enjoyed the opening performance. No, I'm not a Fae, thank you for asking, though. But I do have a little magic to myself, as many of my kind do, and well, I figured I'd try this, and I will cast Conjure Animals, and I will summon 8 puppies.
Okay.
And I just have them kind of appear around me, and they will be super friendly with the crowd as I just play very quiet, calming music in the background.
So I'm gonna have you make a persuasion check to basically be convincing these people that you are not a Fae,
Sounds good.
and
I'm
you
better
will
at
have
puppies.
advantage because puppies.
Fair enough. Again, minimum roll is 17 if I roll below with you, the second one. Yep, 17.
Oh my god.
My
I
God.
can't roll for shit with this character.
Yep. Yeah. So you seem to ease the things. People have heard of what a bard is before, but it's high tension times, and the puppies ease that. There is a influx of kids that kind of come and enjoy the little fluffy friends.
Yep,
The-
I'm doing my best to take away the attention from the music and send it to the puppies.
yeah, it seems you're having success with almost like a shift in audience, as like some of the older people are just like, okay, yeah, whatever, bard, let's go. But then you get some new visitors in the way of like little short humans and dwarves and the like, just being like, oh, puppies.
Yep, and he'll take
That's
what
a
wins
good
he can
save.
get. He's not only rusty, but he might as well be petrified with how long since he performed. I'm
You've
sure my
gone
instrument is out of tune considering it's been stoned for how long.
fair enough. You've gone from grand maestro to entertaining
Grandfather.
kid street performer.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yep. But there's an enjoyment. You might get tossed a silver.
Yeah. Oh, he'll just be like, "Oh, no need. I'm just here to do what I can." Really, if you want to give me any sort of thanks, my friend at the briny. What was
Bargain.
the second word?
Bargain.
The briny bargain. He's putting me up for the night. Just tell him I sent you my way and maybe grab some lunch. Nothing more than that is needed.
I love the assumption that somebody carelessly tossing you a silver is going to stay for that entire spiel.
Yep. Even if they don't, that's okay. The puppies are there for the enjoyment.
Yep.
And once that ends, I'll use a 5th level spell slot to summon twice as many puppies. Now continue wondering.
As we jump over to the other group in a screen wipe of a poof of puppies.
I mean, that's the best kind.
Yep. The two of you reach this large cut in to the earth. You kind of had this descent down. There's a number of staircases that go down into the dent of this town. And once you're down there, there is like a stone wall that, again, cuts in further down into a large kind of mine entrance. It is lit with torches as you go in, at least near the entrance. But as you go in further, the torches kind of end at a point, but the light remains. And you give a glance around, there seems to be these little small floating wisps in the air that maintain this kind of low blue illumination to everything.
Okay.
And again, following directions of past the second tunnel, down until you see the building. You each walk over to what appears to be a tavern, kind of cut and built into this mine.
Alright.
Mhm.
If that's the place, I'll
Yep.
head inside, find whoever
Okay.
I need to talk to according to Mako.
Yep. As you take a step up, you see a hanging sign of the caved-in skull.
When you say cutting in the mine, you mean in like in the walls of the mine?
There is a carved-out room that it almost sits in, and it kind of bumps up against the back wall.
Okay.
And creaking in the door, you see a number of tables and those kind of like ethereal wisps just floating through the air. You as well see a pool table, and a bar at the back. And there's kind of a glance up from all the doors. Just giving a glance around with your passives, these are all like working miners that seem to be kind of turning in and drowning their sorrows for the evening. However, you do also see two of them in the back, just wailing on each other. And some of the other patrons are just kind of sitting back. There's a few cheers here and there, enjoying the show. This seems almost standard. You were directed to basically ask the bartender about this.
The two that are wailing on each other, is it pure fisticuffs or weapons or?
Each of them have basically wooden clubs.
Okay.
as they kind of and punches and kicks are definitely thrown. The clubs are a accessory rather than a main method.
Mm-hmm.
However, you do see as well on the back wall just a number of weapons kind of displayed, kind of on various little mounts.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Uh,
She'll head over to the innkeep and.
You see the bartender is a dwarven woman with a eye patch kind of on one, and you just see a large scar that kind of goes from the top and into underneath the eye patch and down the rest of her face, as well as just like that little bit of like stubble scruff to kind of the corners of her chin. And she looks up. Aye, lass, what can I do? Don't get much of your kinds around here.
Well, I tend to be a little bit unusual wherever I go. I actually came to inquire about the sport in the tavern. Mako sent me this way. He said something about this is the place to go for such displays of
That little fishy swindler. Right, if he sends you your way this way, then I'd imagine you've got a bit more chops than your biceps might imply.
I'm not one for the wrestling arts, but anything with a little bit more finesse, I can handle.
Twinkle toes type. Well, I'll tell you, if you're not one for the grappling, you gotta make sure you're the one to stay out of the grappling.
I may be able to manage. But I
All
would like
right.
to test that. I've gotten a little bit rusty, and to be quite honest, I'm trained in more of an archaic art. So,
That's
are
right.
Are there any particular rules here that I should adjust to?
Well, I suppose that's part of what you're looking for. I got a few gentlemen here and there who are willing to have a variety of post-ups. However, if you're wanting to do full-on weapons, you're going to be covering some of your own medical in the end. We'll make sure you're not bleeding out, but past that, you're setting your own nose, if you know what I mean.
I can accept that.
All right. I think these two gentlemen are just about done. If you give them a bit, as there's a hearty whack as one of them hits the deck, and the other dwarf kind of like hoists the club up and kind of like ah.
Very well
Well,
timed. You
yeah.
have a good eye.
When you hear as much as I am, you kind of tend to know when one of these schmucks is gonna take a bite of it. Especially with common customers, though you might be interested to watch, as I haven't seen you fight much.
Well, I'll try to put on a good show.
And it's like,
As for weapons, I'm all right with the use of them. Would something more exotic of sorts be allowed, or should I stick to the basics?
what do you have in mind?
And she'll pull off the coil of chain on her belt.
Well, I've got to say, a number of these folks, they like their improvised. They live in the mines, they breathe the mines. So, honestly, you'll probably be running into quite a few pickaxes.
I don't think I've ever fought somebody with a pickaxe before. It'll be an interesting experience. I'm up
Single
for
point
it.
pierces rather nice. Lots of weight behind it. Alright. We give a go around. How about you have a sit, have a drink? Drinks are nigh mandatory, she says with a smile. Can't just have you come in, beat some guys up, and walk out with nothing but a profit. Though I'll be damned if that fishy bastard doesn't try his best to.
I'll take a drink, though I may not finish it before my first bout. I prefer to keep a clear head. That said, Paven, would you like something? Have you ever had?
I don't think so. What would you recommend?
I'll look to the dwarven barkeep and just
Okay.
gesture to Paven.
She kind of like looks him up and down twice, 3 times. You're an odd one. Haven't seen your type around much, if ever. What you the kind of naturally type? Guess I'm from the getup.
Yes. That would describe me, I think.
I got some meat in the back. A bit of a sweet one if you're apparently not much drinking at all. She kind of like looks back to you, Vivian.
I would take a mead, and I'll recommend it to Paven too.
All right. We'll have a lot of the stuff. I'm gonna post you at a silver for a glass each of you.
She'll
Okay.
Put down the silver.
And she takes the 2 of them and puts out some very nice glassware.
Oh.
And tops it off with a delightful yellow nectar.
What a delightful set of like of glasses you have around here. What is this the standard for a mine? Have I been out for so long? Have you struck a vein here by chance?
Shake said, no, I mean, when you've got as many dwarves in this area as we do, a lot of them take the interesting trade. We got a bit of a supplier, and he does his work rather well. He's got a bit of a technique. He doesn't need a big hunk of crystal for it. You can kind of take the pieces and mush them together into a nicer glass. He's got some nice pieces if you've got the coin for it, though. I'd recommend maybe after the lockdown has taken out, as you wouldn't want to drop something like that.
No good.
Speaking of
setting up
which,
a house
if you
if
do,
your
you
house
pay
is
for it.
slept on. We'll be careful.
Sounds good.
Right, give me a sec to make the rounds and see who's willing to take a bit of a bloody nose for the evening. So, each of you take a seat, I assume, and nurse your drinks.
Mm-hmm.
And you see a go around, and eventually she returns to you. Right, I've got 3 strapping gentlemen looking to make your acquaintance with a blood force object.
All right. Just to clarify, 3 at once, or is this a 3 in a
Why
row?
don't you ask her?
All right. She just looks over. All at the same time, or one after
You see a
another?
grin go on her face. Ah, you're the confident lass, aren't you?
Oh, I just like to be certain what my odds are.
How about I leave that to you?
I'm gonna
If you're overconfident, I'd love to see you put it to the dirt for a bit.
Hmm.
If you're not, well, I've had to see that show myself, haven't I?
All right. If I glance over these 3, if she points them out, or if they're queuing up or anything, with my experience, where would I place them in terms of ability and skill, and hardiness in particular?
I'd say go ahead and give 3 insight checks.
Alrighty. 1, 2, 3.
All right, you can safely pin all 3 of them. They're probably decently hardy, and they're probably decently trained in hitting things with a pickaxe. You see, each of them have a pickaxe like on their sides. If you had to put them at a range, you'd imagine each of them probably would rank around a CR1.
Okay. I'm just thinking action economy because I only have 1 attack per turn.
Yep, and each of them would probably you're past the 20. Each of them would probably wouldn't be swinging too quick. They do one attack a turn as well.
Okay. Do they look heavily armored? Is their mining equipment like tough leather armor or better?
Yeah, it's in the leather to hide range.
Okay. Alright, so their AC probably isn't super high. Super high. Alright, I could probably confidently hit 1 each turn. Depending on their hardiness, it might take 1 or 2 hits, though. You know what? I'll look at them and I'll look at her and I'll go, I would actually like to give it a try. I feel better gauging myself against potentially too much than too little.
Well then, I'll put these to the side for you. And she picks up your glass.
Paven could watch it for me. He'll be just
I'll pick
spectating.
it.
All right. I'd recommend if it's gonna be a 3-on-1, maybe she looks to you, Piven. Maybe move on a bit to the side. Those tend to move around a bit. If it's a 1-on-1, they can just stand there and wail. But if you're the fluttery twinkle toes type, then I'm sure we'll see some movement.
I'll seek a space.
The more space, the better.
All right.
This could go very poorly, but I'm going to do it anyway.
So you see her kind of give a smile, and would you be looking to put some coin on the line for yourself there, lass? Right, it's the greatest reward, but the house can always be willing to take some.
What's the standard, and would they be putting coin down?
I'll tell you right now, they haven't told me, but if one lass of your stature does, they certainly will match it. Usually they go around a few gold. But if you're feeling really ballsy, I'm sure you can gold them into it.
I'll go ahead and put down 4 gold because that'll even out the amount of gold on my sheet.
Sure thing. And after a moment, you see her go and walk and talk to them, and then they immediately come over and put four gold pieces down on the table themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One of the dwarves looks at him. You got a lot of balls, and I don't even, and I don't see much room for them in those tight pants of yours.
It's impolite to look at a lady's legs.
Ha! You're all butt legs.
Alright, I suppose you have very little choice at your stature. Let's go.
Alright. And you see each of them roll their neck, wield their pickaxes.
Vivian kind of pulls out the chain dart and gives it a little bit of a spin next to her. There is a heavy weight on the end that actually trails a bit of bright red silk cloth. So it kind of turns into just this blur of red at the end of a circle for a few moments.
All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna have a bit of combat.
Mini combat.
Mini combat.
Before they even blink.
Mm-hmm.
With Devin, no matter what, it's going to be
Devin, they're
her
all
and then
going to
3
be.
dwarfs.
Yeah,
what?
The only difference is going to be which one moves first out of the 3 of them, to be fair.
Yep. So I want that known.
Yep. Alright.
So you see each of them just each heave up their pickaxes, and they've not even reached their shoulder yet as you take a step forward.
Yep. Alright. I step up to, right about here, 10-foot reach, and I'm going to aim for that one, as he seems to be the quickest on the draw at the moment. And I'm going to go ahead and let me make sure of something real quick, because I might be misremembering. Oh, where is it? Oh, sneak attack. If I'm within 5 feet of it, no other creatures are within 5 feet of you, and you don't have disadvantage. Okay, so I do have to get up to 5 feet. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's alright. I've got the maneuverability for this.
All right.
Though I did lose track. Where did I start? Here? Was I 1 forward?
I think you were there. Yes.
Yeah. So 15 feet, so I can keep track. Okay. And it's kind of as Vivian closes the distance, she sends the chain dart snaking ahead of her just as she rushes forwards. 19 hit, 9 bludgeoning
19
damage.
will hit.
Plus 30 sneak attack damage, 39.
Oh. So you immediately throw this chain forward, and you see him put his pickaxe up to block, and it just pivots around the side, goes around, hits him in the back of the neck, and his eyes roll in the back of his head, and he hits the dirt.
Alright, she does a neat little spin in place, unwinding the chain, winding it back around her, kind of catching it, whirling it at her side, and she's going to go ahead and dart right back here. This way now.
And you hear "whoa" from the bartender in the back.
She's just smiling and stand there and waits for them to approach.
All right, that one's down. The one on the right looks over. Lucky hit, lass.
Luck has nothing to do with it.
And he's going to trudge forward and hop on top of the on top of the table.
But if it would make you feel better to believe such.
And you see him lift the pickaxe up in the air in a very practiced motion. Does 13 hit?
No, it does not. She just ducks out of the way.
Yep, as he splinters the chair. And you have bartender, come on! And kind of reels back for a second swing. The other one...
Okay. Yes.
Well, no, for his next turn,
Yes.
that is.
I figured it out as you went to the other one.
Yep. The other one runs up and goes for a swing on you as well.
Nope.
As you quickly dodge out of the way of that one. And just it's like, damn piece of paper! It is your turn.
Okay. I am going to...
Pickaxes
I'm gonna do something funny.
What the fuck?
I wheel around here, and sure, opportunity attack, go for it.
Uh-huh.
No. 16 does not hit. And from there, I'm going to send the chain snaking out again. So at the one right next to me. 25 to hit, 9 plus 17, and I'm going to reroll that 1 with my piercing. Oh, no, it's not piercer, it's bludgeoning. Never mind, I can't reroll that. So, 9 plus 17, 26.
26 as you brain this one on the side of the head as well, but he stumbles forward and just and looks over at the table, picks up a random flagon, chugs it down, spits some blood out to the side, and all right, let's go.
Harder head than I thought. And she darts over here, and he cannot make an opportunity attack because I hit him.
Yep. All right.
This way now. It's a little crowded over there.
This one just run after.
Nope. She's just smiling and trailing dwarves around and dancing from foot to foot as they swing at her.
Yep. As the pickaxe comes down, and you basically do the thing where you put the hand on the shoulder and put your legs completely up in the air and over him.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear the bartender over back. What's wrong, lads? It's quiet, you. This one's gonna run on up. Oh, also, Conrad, for the sake of it.
Okay. I was just impressed. Like, these fucking miners, what do they need brute for?
Oh, that actually hits. However, I am going to go ahead and uncanny dodge and only take half the damage because I can.
Yep. As this one crashes down on you and hits your shoulder, and he's like, gotcha! And you just let your legs fall out from under you, go with the momentum, and roll across the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Your turn.
As I fully intend to then just pop up just on the other side of him. Opportunity attack, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
No. And this one again gets the chain dart. 29, 7 plus 18.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Real quick, give me an insight check.
Okay. 21.
Wait, no, it wouldn't have mattered. Never mind. I was gonna say the insight I would have maybe let you save your sneak attack because the dude had 1 hit point left.
Yeah. Sneak
but
attack doesn't really matter because I only get 1 attack.
Yep, you don't have to save it. So yep. But
Yep.
you could have.
10.
Yep. The other one kind of like holds the pants like, well, they're worthless anyways. I'm enough.
And I'm gonna just kind of dance actually back this way around the pool table. So I'll be right back there.
All right. And you hear a call from the back. If you bastards break the pool table.
And she'll look across it at the dwarf and Well, you heard her. How lucky do you feel?
He kind of glances back at the bartender, winces, and then takes the side approach. Actually, could he make that? I think so.
Non-Euclidean, he definitely could. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yep, as he hops up towards you. In fact, you could probably just run under the pool table. No, actually, no. It's probably a dwarven
It's
pool
dwarf
table.
size. Yeah, it's
Yep.
at Vivian's knees.
But he will take a swing.
Oh, that actually hits.
Mhm.
Uncanny dodge for 3.
And he right beside, and you get a little bump.
Oh, I did feel that. Not bad.
You'll be feeling a lot more in a sec.
Mind the dart. 30
Mind the
damage.
what?
As it just whoosh, long arc and then smack right on the side of the head from the opposite direction.
Man, I was just waiting for her to crit one of these people and just like blow them up.
She rewinds the dart.
You would have actually broken someone's arm or something if you crit one.
Oh yeah. She rewinds the dart and just kind of strolls back out into the middle. That was fun. Anybody else?
And there's a, I think I can be of help. And you're as the door opens up.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Cool.
excellent.
And you see the bartender like almost like straighten up. It's like, Mayor, how you doing?
Oh no. Oh, I love this image.
She's so good.
It's awesome.
So, you've given a rough time with the miners, have you?
To be
It's kinda
quite
like-
fair, they did their best to give me a rough time as well.
And she kind of forward. And how are you, this new young flame, coming to the mines and asserting yourself?
I'm not looking for trouble. I was just looking for sport. I come
I
from-
know. I just want to know whose names to write on their foreheads when they wake up.
Vivian Vesper.
Ah. All right. Vivian? You're asking for one more, huh?
If anybody would be so inclined.
Ah ha ha. She rolls her shoulders a bit. You see the bartender go. Are you requesting a bout of your own, old lady? I just might.
Alright.
And you see the bartender like pinch her nose, like, oh, great.
Can I
Uh,
insight to...
Yeah, go ahead.
What am I looking at here? I'm not rolling well, 21.
She's scary.
Well,
Yeah, she's scary. Okay, so I don't need to hold
She-
back.
She's got some weight to her.
Yep. Does she look like... So she looks like she's physical type. She's going to throw that weight around. And be good at it.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Mhm. She looks like the, how to say, you know a pile bunker, the heavy piece of machinery that kind of like forward a spike into things.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
She gives that impression.
Mm-hmm.
Bartender goes, Vivi, lass, over here a sec.
Of course, I need to collect my winnings. I'll be right with you. And I'll put away the chain dart, and I'll head over.
Yep. And she just kind of like pulls you over. All right, here's your money, but I'm gonna warn you. You're not from around here, I'm assuming.
No, I'm
That's Mayor Ironquake. She's
not. Impressive.
yeah, she's an ex-miracle.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, fantastic.
I'll be honest, she's not in her prime, but I know you're confident right now.
Mhm.
I know you've got a lot of chutzpah to you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take her lightly.
I'll call over. How do you feel about me using a magical weapon? I
Ha!
was easy on them.
she looks over. With that toothpick. Ah, dang it.
2 toothpicks. As I pat the rapier and the dancing sword. Actually, have I had an hour to attune? You did say a short rest, but I'm not sure when.
Yeah, I'd say you can
Okay.
have an hour if you'd like.
Okay. If I can have it, I will. Because I want to give it a try. So, yeah. I'll kind of head back over.
As you walks up, and like, and looks over. Barkeep, here, and she, bing, and a platinum spins through the air and lands on the table.
Well then, I believe it's tradition to match it, and I'll go ahead and drop 10 gold out of my winnings on the table. So I got 4 from each of them, 4 of my own. Was there a cut taken?
You know what? In this particular instance, I'd say she wasn't even thinking about that right now.
Okay. So,
You would, yep,
yeah.
you would have gotten 12 gold.
Plus my 4 back.
Yes.
So, because I did take it off. So 16, I'll put the 6 there. The 10 is on the table.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you see this old lady take another step forward, and go ahead and kind of stretch her back backwards. She takes her cane, places it on the pool table nearby, pulls her cloak off, and you see a little tiny dragon that's been sitting on her shoulder the whole time, just kind of fly around and land on a nearby rafter.
You brought your own spectator. Should we perhaps wait until somebody has moved these out of the way? Wouldn't want to step on them.
Ah, you're funny. And she just runs towards you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, I will have a reroll of initiative. Let me clear it real quick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There we go. Put on this music just for fun.
Okay. All right then. I need to put a little dancing sword token on here somewhere. Let me real quick freehand.
Actually, hold on. Can I give you one? There you go.
Oh, that works. Will I be able to move it?
No,
I can't move it.
No. Let me add a thing for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll head to the zoo.
Yeah. Okay. Alright. As I make sure I remember things.
You should be able to click and drag the flying sword on.
Where is it?
Actually, here. Does this? Can you move it now?
No, I cannot.
Okay, I will move it for you, and we'll not worry about it right now.
Okay.
So,
No,
you get the drop
I
on the
feel-
lady.
I at least feel better about the fact that while I made it beat up children in my games, Ariel's beating up an old lady.
She started it. Alright.
So did the kid sometimes.
Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and do the bonus action to speak the word, send the dancing sword into the air, and send it hurtling towards her. So it's gonna go ahead and make a quick attack. That's a crit.
All right. That is a crit. And you see the swords slash against her back, and it slashes, and there's a cut. It does not go as deep as you would hope.
Mm-hmm. Fun. Okay. So I dart in with my rapier, and I'm going to make my attack. Oh no.
12 does not hit.
Alright, and with that, I dart the heck back out. As a matter of fact, yeah, that's that's gonna be it. So, yep.
All right. So, switches over to her turn. And
Would I-
goes,
Question.
nice knife.
Can I use sneak attack on dancing sword? For the creature?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm just wondering because it's once
I
per
believe
turn.
sneak attack specifies a weapon that you're holding or that you're using
Yep.
to attack yourself.
No. One creature you hit with an attack, the attack must use a finesse or a ranged weapon.
It is the weapon is not your attack. It just uses your stats
Yeah.
as
Okay.
if you had swung it.
That's
So
why I wondered. So good to know.
yep. So she's going to trudge on forward.
Mhm.
And she's going to give a smile. She's going to grapple you.
Okay. That'll be fun.
Athletics or acrobatics?
I literally can't roll low enough. My
Okay.
acrobatics, I literally can't. My addition is 15, and I've got the base 10 on it. I can't get below a 25.
All right.
You have a 25 base acrobatics. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
There you go. There's the roll. I get a 30.
All
Do
right.
you also have a base 25 initiative?
No,
She's
I've
going
got
to go.
expertise in acrobatics.
She's going for a second grab.
Nope. I would slip right out of that one too.
Yep. She makes two. She basically goes for a bear hug that you quickly jump out of the way for. She goes, "All right, got it. All right, we'll get you later." She's going to go for a punch.
Okay. That one will hit. I'll go ahead and uncanny dodge that.
And then she'll go for a headbutt.
Nice. Multiple attacks. Okay.
Nice.
All right. That hit.
As she
So
jumps up towards you, and you get a face full of thick dwarven skull.
A face full of face.
All right. Okay then.
Yep. You feel the blood trickle down. And she kind of like hits the ground in front of you. How'd you like that one?
Oh, a bit more direct than I'm used to, but very well done. Mind your back, by the way. And the sword is gonna fly up. Dancing sword, bonus action. To 19 to hit.
19 hits.
7
Also,
piercing
Devin, I just have
damage.
to laugh that the miners had brute, but she doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's just for balance, but it's really funny.
And then I'm going to, with my attack action, 21 to hit,
Yep.
13 plus 18, and I'm going to reroll one of those ones real quick. Because Piercer. Better. Okay, so plus 5 to that 18, that's 23 plus 13, 36 points of damage.
All right. As you give a jab towards her, and it pierces her shoulder.
I forgot something that would have applied to that critical earlier. Piercer, when you score a critical hit that deals piercing damage to a creature, you can roll one additional damage die when determining the extra piercing damage the target takes.
All right, roll. Go ahead and give an extra d6 on that then.
Yeah, it's not much. It's 1. It's 1.
Yep. All right. So, actually, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So that. Yep. You give a jab towards her, and she puts her arm up, and it pierces through, but her skin is tough like stone.
Alright, with that, I'm just gonna zoom right on over there.
All right. And she will trudge right after you. Going to go for a grapple again.
Nope.
Alright. So go 2 punches.
Yes. No.
And a headbutt.
And I'm gonna go ahead and uncanny dodge that one.
Yep.
So 6 plus 7.
As you see the jump up coming this time, and hop up onto the pool table. Still taking a bit of the force.
Yep.
That is her turn.
She just looks down. I honestly wish I was a little bit fresher for this. There's one ability that I usually have that would be very interesting to pull. Unfortunately, I don't have access to it. However, and Dancing Sword, bonus action. 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Okay. And then my own attack. 28 to hit, plus sneak attack. There's 1 in there that I'm going to re-roll. So add 1 to that sneak attack. 29 plus 8 is 37.
Yep. All right. She's wearing down. She's breathing a bit.
Alright. With that, I'm just going to, like, all the way back here.
All right. She's hot on your tail.
She's fast. Or is that 25 feet every time? No, it's 30. She's moving fast.
Yep, she's got 30.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to go ahead. Try for one more grapple. Nope.
Now, I do appreciate the warm welcome, but there's no need to continuously try to hug me.
She's going to go for a shove to knock you prone this time.
Okay. Is it athletics versus acrobatics, or is a shove purely athletics?
I think it's athletic. I'm trying to remember now.
Yeah, it probably is, but I'm trying to make sure before I click it.
To either knock prone or push away from you. Because both target strength or acrobatics. You can do acrobatics for a shove.
I succeed.
All right. In which case, she will just punch
No.
and headbutt.
No.
All right.
I'm just ducking and weaving all around.
Next is your turn.
Alright, Dancing Sword, follow up.
Mm-hmm.
28 to
Does
hit.
that have the range?
10 piercing. Yes, it
25.
was going to be right here, honestly.
Okay.
I moved it
Yep.
closer to her, but it's not been moving.
Fair enough. All right. Yeah, I should have been.
So-
My bad.
It's okay. It's kind of been assumed I've not been going further than 30 feet away, so...
Yep, that's fair. Yep.
Um,
All right. That will definitely hit.
Yep. I believe that's the 4th attack, so it would return to my hand at that point.
Yep.
And I'm going to follow up with a rapier jab of my own. 15.
15 won't hit.
God damn. Okay.
As she kind of gives a bat to the side of your hand and knocks the stab away.
Yep. With the sword in hand, dancing sword in hand, and rapier in the other, I'm going to go this way.
Yeah, a quick one.
I do try.
Yeah, she's gonna keep going for that shove to knock you prone.
Mm-hmm. No.
Boy. All right, 2 punches and a headbutt.
Vivian is very slippery. Hit, no, and no. So I didn't uncanny dodge the first because I was waiting for the headbutt just in case, so I take the full 8.
Mm-hmm. All right, Vivian.
Alright, I flip the dancing sword back into the air with the command word as my bonus action, and it attacks. 23 to hit, 11 piercing damage.
Yep.
And follow up with the
Against
usual.
her tough skin.
Yep. 27. 8 plus 28. Let me see. Is there anything I want to re-roll in any of those? There's some 3s. You know what? I'm going to take the gamble. I'm going to re-roll the d8 on my rapier and see if I get any better.
Sure thing.
It's exactly the same. So
Yep.
8
All
plus
right.
28.
Be 36.
36.
All right. She is breathing.
All right. And just
Is that all you got?
do try to keep up, and I run back over here. 'Cause
I have been. Right. One last shove. Trying to knock you to the ground.
Yep. Nope.
Oh my god. No, one more. She's doing one more.
Mhm.
22.
25 is my base. I literally can't. 26. There you go.
Yep. All right.
I have a floor for that.
Mm-hmm. All right. And 1 punch.
That is a hit. I'll take it.
Are you going to dodge?
I'm gonna take it.
All right. Headbutt.
That I will uncanny dodge.
Mm-hmm.
Vivian is looking a little bit rough as well, but
All
I
right.
can keep going.
It's your turn.
Yep. Sword follows right off to the side here. It would have been closer anyway, but because we started over there. But yeah. Dancing sword, critical.
How do you want to finish that?
Oh my god! I rolled my. Hold on, I get to roll one more d6. Okay, it would have been hilarious if that had been max 2. All right, just Vivian just gestures with one hand, and the dancing sword just whirls from across the room, and just kind of you know how to flavor this non-lethally. You know what? It flies up to the back of her head, and then does a little flip in the air so that the palm will plunk right in the back of the skull. And Vivian is gonna kind of move forward and try to catch her a little bit.
As she stumbles forward, and you see her already like mid grabbing your collar.
Yep.
And a fist goes back and just and pulls you down to the ground, and she's out.
Yep. Okay. And I lower her down carefully, and I look up, and
and there's a going through the bar as people clap and cheer, and a few pick up their spilled drinks.
Well, I believe I'm done for the day. As for you, I'll go ahead and pop her my healing hand, so that's 13 HP.
And you see her kind of immediately blink open and about to go for another swing, and just you got me. And she rolls over and picks herself up. Oh, good show, you slippery devil. I didn't.
You probably could have had me if, well, if not for certain very sweeping moves that were easy to dodge.
Yeah. You're lucky I'm not in my blame.
I expect I am.
This whole crowd of dragged you through the earth. Also, you're lucky we've got a place made of wood. And she goes...
That as well. I suppose I'm also lucky that I just picked this up today. She'll call the dancing sword back and shield it.
I seem to be quite the assistant. But anything works. Ugh.
I must thank you. I hadn't had a chance to test it, and it's good to have gotten a feel for it in something a little bit less life or death.
I'm glad to be your training dummy. And she kind of just gives you like a light punch on the kneecap.
I'd say a bit more than a training dummy.
Mira, I need a drink. And she stumbles over.
Alright, so that's 2 platinum.
Yep. Yep, you gain 1 platinum, and the tavern quiets down a bit.
Yep.
As we hop back over to the bar for a bit. What have you been up to?
That was 2 hours with the puppies, so...
Okay. Go ahead and give her another performance.
Oh, thank God. Watch, it's gonna be a 3. Okay,
15.
8.
Again, you keep the kids enthralled.
Okay. The puppies gave advantage before. Did they give advantage a second time?
Not quite. This was for the callback. The puppies are now currently your performance that you are doing, in a way. However, again, the kids are certainly very enthralled, and you do get a number of like appreciative like asides from parents, just like, yeah, sorry, they've been a handful recently. Thank you, you're great for this.
Please don't apologize. I'm also happy like this is thanks enough, and I'm happy to peddle my poor songs. Tell me, do you know any musicians in town I might be able to learn from?
You're currently talking to a human male. He's got this kind of like a mess of ginger hair pulled back in a ponytail. Musicians, they're kind of We don't have a lot of them. You're the most recent that's come through. I mean, there's some like light entertain guys for like some of the taverns and nearby the main town hall, but I don't know. None that are in the way of teaching. They're just kind of regular performers, I guess.
Oh, that's okay. I don't want anything special. Just learn some new songs. I find my current uh, hot air growing stagnant.
Uh, yeah, check by town hall. There's usually one of them kind of wandering around there.
Sure. Would you mind just pointing me in the right direction, just so I don't get too lost?
Sure. And he just gives you some basic directions. Town hall is surprisingly enough in the middle of town, kind of dead center of the indent of the mining area, of the kind of mining section.
Okay. And he will just play his he'll switch over to the clarinet. Play his clarinet. We'll walk in that direction.
All right, one more performance.
All right. It resonates louder than a flute, so. And the puppies, by the way, come along me in a little duckling row.
Yep, like an adorable Pied Piper.
That's the goal.
The puppies certainly help. The tune is a bit odd to the people, but they seem to enjoy it in the Pied Piper way.
Yeah. Do I have a small retinue of children following the small retinue of puppies?
If you, yeah, probably.
Awesome. And he'll just make his way to town and just, while he plays, see if anyone happens to come by as the puppies eventually fade out of existence.
Yep. As you go for a bit, eventually parents do kind of pull their kids off from the marching band, just as a, so they don't go too far thing.
Makes sense.
But new ones come and go as you make your way through town.
Alright, fantastic.
Again, it's not quite the populace you would expect for a place like this, but you get yourself a little following.
Yeah, it's functional.
In more ways than one.
Yes, of course. You can't just make it simple.
So you make it to town hall, and it is a large building carved seemingly from a mix of granite and marble. It has this kind of checkerboard pattern to it everywhere. It's like someone took a stone chessboard and made it into a building.
I'm gonna be honest, it's just how I make Minecraft houses.
And as you take a walk in, you are looking for a bard suiting your...
Any musician.
Alright. I'll say give a investigation or perception your choice.
Investigation or perception. Well, I'm not particularly good at either, so let's go with this one. Of course.
19. You quickly find words. You quickly find a pianist. As the main hall has a rather large piano strung up in the side and is kind of in that open to the public way. However, it seems there is clearly you can tell he's probably a regular here, and there's probably a number of people who do mainly do it. Although again, anyone could come up and try their hand.
Of course.
Has this bard ever seen a piano before, Ulcity? How recent an invention are they?
You know what?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I'll say just roll me a d20.
Sure.
The closer to a 20 you are, the more potential it is. 13. Okay. Yeah, it was a thing that was coming up just before you were taken out of the world.
Yeah, I might have seen maybe not the piano itself, but the things that were kind of looked like guitars, but were held horizontally and played on keys.
Yeah, you might have come across a harpsichord once.
Beautiful. That's a great sentence. All right. And he'll smile and you said someone's playing on it, right?
Yep. Yeah, you walk up and you see a gnome individual. It is a woman with kind of long black hair over one shoulder.
Yep, and he'll kind of circle around to the front of it and try not to touch anything for fear of putting it out of tune.
And she has some, oddly enough, like on piano, rather classical pieces, but for the setup is probably more suiting of just general appeal than some of your pieces.
He kind of just kind of circles around like, "Hello, I don't mean to bother you. Beautiful instrument you've got here. Might I join you for a song? I don't think I know this one."
She looks up. Oh, and she kind of looks. Oh, a musician as well. She kind of like notes some of the instruments slung over your shoulders.
Yep, and he kind of smiles like, "Yes, more of a magical variety, but I like to practice wherever I can."
Oh, oh. She kind of like gives a glance, and she seems like a bit nervous at first, but it's like, yeah, sure. Have you
Fine.
played this instrument before?
Oh, no, I haven't actually. But I have a it pulls out like a lute and the flute and the clarinet with the mage hand.
She
Which
looks,
one do you think would harmonize best?
um, and she looks, as Devin doesn't know music too well.
Piano would probably fit best if she's playing like a richer tone with a flute.
Mhm.
If she's playing more of a higher pitched tone with a clarinet.
Okay, sure. Maybe one of the one of your wind ones. I'll try to match.
Oh,
Whatever you prefer.
I'll let you lead, and I'll add where I can. I'm trying to practice learning by ear.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I can just keep playing like I was.
Please do. Just want to make sure I'm not getting it right here.
Oh no. I'm not doing much right now, anyways.
Beautiful. Does this song have lyrics by chance?
And she's like, this one, no, though. What I was playing, but I could switch up. There are some that has some singing components.
All right. Well, I'll let you play for a bit first, and when we come back to the same song, let me know, and I'll do some tricks and see if I can make it a bit more entertaining. Hopefully,
Oh, are you trained with sheet music by any chance?
different different cultures, but I can see if I recognize it. As while sheet music changes very little over time, the structure and the the key might be very different for a piano than it is for a woodwind.
But she does kind of turn the book she basically has opened over. Go ahead,
Read
give her a
it?
performance check.
Alright.
You know what? I'll say give her a performance check, and part of it will be reading it.
Okay. Fucking
20,
finally. All right.
nice. All right. I will also roll one for her because she.
Also, I just realized how fantastically useful Mage Hand would be while playing a music for turning a page. Holy shit.
Let's see. Yep. So she has the basic grasp, and she's in part of her playing seems to be trying to keep pace with your a bit of an oddball, but after a while you kind of are able to play in a way that almost like invites her pace to stick with yours, and invites her style to blend a bit better.
Yep. And for however long we play, if at any point we get back to a song we've played before, he'll say, "Alright, now I'm going to disappear for a minute. Don't worry, I'm still here. Just magic." And I will cast Mislead, and my other version will sing in relatively improvised, maybe wordless melody alongside the playing.
Right. I'll say go ahead and give one more performance check. This will be basically at advantage between the help of the gnome lady and of yourself.
Fantastic. I'm waiting for the sheet to catch up, and there we go. I got spell slots, I might as well use them. Fucking really? I can't roll above a 10.
So a very nice tune spreads throughout the town hall, and floss, and garnered an enjoyment from any passersby, and it does ring out a good ways throughout the town. And on that note, assuming the other two don't stay too much longer in the bar.
I mean, does Pavin do anything?
Actually, you know what? On that too, Paven, have you been up to anything in that meantime while in the bar?
I'll be right back, by the way.
Well, it was quite a fight.
Mhm.
So I would like to share a talk with the mayor.
Sure thing. You slide up beside her as she kind of like is wrapping a light bandage around one of her arms where Vivian had stabbed her.
Well, that too.
She looks over. And she kind of like turns to look at you and then has to crane her head up. Goes, oh, and she looks over. Oh, this thing. Ah, yeah, for sure. And she kind of like pulls it tight and tears it off with her teeth. I'm made of tougher stuff than that, you know.
There's certainly some history in your bones, not to offend you, but
There's a
put
bit
up
more than
quite a
history.
fight.
I'm sure there's some arrow points in there somewhere. As well, if you'll allow it, there's you kind of look back and there's another altercation Vivienne is currently going through with some other dwarves
Sure. She's having
along
fun.
along the lines of, "You can't do that to our mayor. I'll take you out myself," and they are cake. It's more drunken idiots than trained pickaxe wielders.
Yeah.
But a wonderful display of loyalty.
Yep.
She just
You don't even.
occasionally puts her hand on top of their head, spins them around a few times, and lets
Yep.
just Vertigo do the rest.
You basically bunny hop around there. Not too tall statures. Yep. He looks back. Your friend there has quite the fingers to her stabbing. These old bones haven't felt something like that in a while. Maybe knock some of the history loose, you know?
Hopefully it will come to our aid. We're just beginning to catch up with the happenings around here.
You've got that, you got the foreigner look to you, as well as the stature and the skin color and, well, really anything. You're an odd one.
Well, we've been frozen for a while. If that rings any bells,
Frozen, you say?
or stabilized. It has been so many years that our time, I think, is. I might be. Might be even older than you, I think.
You see her kind of like spit off to the side. Huh, really? You youngins have got quite the head on you. I don't see a single grey hair on you. Older than me. If you lost a bit of time, that's one thing, but you ain't have the experience that implies. You got that, Sonny?
Of that, I'm quite sure of. Wouldn't dare to defy you on that note. But
You're free to.
I don't have the stabbing fingers she has. I tend to have other ways of combat, mostly, as you might imagine, nature focused. But let me ask you one thing: what's the life of a miracle like?
And she kind of leans up. Well, you're not the first one to have asked. It depends on the time, I suppose. There's a understanding amongst everyone in there that when times of trouble come, everyone kind of collaborates, works together, pools resources, and connects networks. It's a we don't have a base of or they don't have a base of operations. I guess I'm technically retired now, although I could still put some of these youngins in the dirt if they. Anyways, there's no base. There's no one spot. There's no grand leader or anything. It's just it's an understanding, and it's a way of people to work together when they can kind of shift the world in their own way already. And honestly, the world needs some working together sometimes, because the shit fate's throw at us. Was the sun still up in your time?
Yes, the sun was up. Nature was nature, for what I remember, and it was crude and raw and not as human as I see it today, which is unsettling yet fascinating.
To see that sun go over the horizon just maybe one more time, I'd like to. But times are the times, and we've done the best we can.
You can always run around a hill.
So if you're the same caliber, maybe not the same specialty, but the same caliber as your friend there, are you looking here to deal with the current goings on? Get yourself ingratiated, maybe?
That seems to be our case. It's if time put us here, it must be to aid or to give whatever we can.
Well, I'll tell you what, if the measuring stick for you is being able to knock me out in a bar fight, you might have a little in of convincing him. That's my gift from me to you right there, Sonny, and just kind of like punches your knee a bit too hard.
I lose half my health.
Yep.
Scarred for life. I'll be limp.
Now,
Oh,
I might
okay.
I might be speaking a bit biased here, but as one who kind of takes care of this whole town here, I'd say that going for that little bastard currently ruining the countryside, you'd probably do pretty good.
So you think?
I think you got a chance, and really, that's all you need. And hey, there's no shame in dying to get something like that either. We got some statues of some miracles for a reason. Not all of them's like sparkly fire up in the main area.
And how come you got the title? Or how would anyone get it? If there's no leader, no group, no organization.
Well, there is a group. It's a collective kind of something. I don't know. The eggheads will know it. No, can explain it better than I. All you do is you get the people talking to you about you. You get the people understanding you're a bit of a heroic type. You do something that saves lives, makes the world a better place, and you might get an offer that if you want to keep doing something like that, well, then maybe you can have a bit more friends in the pocket. That's all it is, and past that, it's the public really taken to the idea of some heroic saviors that'll come in and wipe away any horrible devils coming from the pits of hells. It's a comforting thought. One I'm happy to oblige, as hope isn't short of end sometimes.
Indeed. It's
It's
a path to take.
I'll tell you, if you go chasing that Fae, what be going around leaving a trail, you'll catch attention. If that's the path you wish. No one's forcing you to join on if you don't want, but I think your lot would be a good start.
There's work to be done, and that's for sure. Where my effort is worth the most, I shall put it. I don't think, and I'll take my scythe, you have a problem with long grass or weeding here, so I better put it to better use.
Well, the plants certainly grow out of control near that big overgrown oak. But, like I say, if you have got other paths to chase, I won't fault you. There's life ahead for everyone. Some like it a bit more reserved. But, how about this? You lot have given me a bit of a kick in the pants. Metaphorically.
Literally.
Looks back. Metaphorically.
There's actually
wish.
a footprint in your back.
She did no such thing. All she did was stab.
Fair.
If you're willing to go give a look into something, work towards solving this problem one way or the other. Be it acting as a bit of a guard for the town, helping the people with your nature magics that you say you have, or going out and kicking some ass the dwarven way. I'd be willing to invite you into the town a bit more permanently. We got some spots for new arrivals and people looking for a new start of a place. Can always dig out a new hole in the wall. Once you get yourself settled, then you can look to be buying a proper above ground place. But we got our residencies amongst the stone.
And
It's just a place to call your own.
I
Right.
appreciate the invitation. And I'll linger on it. For now, it seems, as you say, that we have matters to attend to.
That goes for you too, Flutterby.
I appreciate
And-
it.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, as she
Okay.
just smacks a dwarf in the back of the head again and knocks him over.
And
Anything else I can do for you there, lad?
not much. Hopefully, when we see each other again, we have something good to tell you. Or a trick or two to show you. And I'll just use my good feet, hidden step, and in a little tiny mist of spores, disappear, and I move out to just go find the bard.
All right. You see a smile go across her face as you kind of poof out of existence. Vivienne, you see your druid companion just kind of into mushrooms.
Oh, and of course, he leaves me with the tab.
You hear in the distance. It was only one cup.
I know. She already paid for it.
And Quick looks back. I'll cover the chair you broke.
I broke.
Well, they're in no condition to be paying it, and you see a pile of dwarves in the corner.
Oh, they'll wake up soon enough.
Either way, you're free to go if you'd like.
I think I'm just about done here, unless anybody else wants to go. And then that's it. And then she'll head out.
You see the bartender walk up. You come back any time now, you got that? A lot of men here need to taking down a few pegs. And mayors. And she kind of like winks at the mayor with the one eye, and the mayor just kind of like gives a hand wave.
Happy to oblige.
So
I'll head out.
each of you walking out of the mine quickly hear the sound of music resonating through the area, and can easily follow it.
Now, if that's not the bard, then the bard has probably been attracted to it. Yes? Talking to thin air. Well, I suppose I'm on my own. I'll head towards it.
You have a bunch of friends who just keep disappearing and turning invisible.
That's fine.
Oh no, I'll poof out right out of the bar. Doesn't last long, so I'll just join you.
As in response, Paven appears beside you.
Ah, there you are.
Each of you head towards the town hall, and immediately walking in, you see the bard playing with a gnome woman sat on a piano.
He's singing along, and you hear a clarinet from like 3 feet to the left.
This again.
The duplicate will kind of look at you and just wave and invite you to, if there's not a crowd, just like a place to relax and lean against a wall while they play.
Yep, a few of them go by. A few people are walking by, and maybe stand there for a little bit and then continue on. There's not a full-on crowd, but anyone who passes by does seem to enjoy. And
No,
after the song,
Vivian has walked in with like a black eye and a bruise on her forehead and a happy look on her face.
yep, there's still a bit of dry blood right under the nose.
Mhm.
And after the song, you guys walk in on. The gnome lady slows the tapping of the keys to a pause. And breathes. Oh, okay. That was fun. Thank you very much. And she looks at. Oh, it is way past when I should have been home.
Oh, I'm quite sorry. The duplicate obviously speaking the whole time here.
No. It's mainly me. This was fun though.
Here, how about this? And he'll just put like a gold piece in her hand. From put it on top of the piano. Just say someone gave it to you, and that's why you kept. They request an extra song because that's pretty much what I did.
I just kind of go wide. Oh,
Please, I insist.
Thank you.
I learned quite a few songs and got to see a kind of performance I've never seen before.
And you see your eyes kind of like dart to you and then back and like back to the gold, back to you, back to the gold. I should go, and she just quickly grabs it and runs off.
He'll smile and let the misleading spell fail. And
Making
walk
new
over to the party.
friends?
Of sort. I mostly wanted to see what other more modern songs I could learn. It seems the classics aren't to your taste, nor many of the townsfolk, so maybe something newer will work.
Oh, and as she goes runs off. Oh, my name is Nyla, by the way.
Oh, nice to meet you. Olcity.
Olcity. I'll remember that, and is out the door.
No smile says, Vivian, I have one last question for you. I'm desperately trying to get a new good side if you haven't been able to tell. Do you like animals of any variety?
I do.
What kind?
Dogs, cats, horses tend to be nice, but I
Wonderful.
don't like riding bareback.
I will summon a litter of kittens around me. I think I can do 8, 10 with a 4th level spell slot.
And magically appearing in front of you, Vivian, is 10 kittens.
She looks at
And
them,
will,
she holds
they will
herself
just crawl
together
all
just
over
for
her.
a moment, and she'll look at the bard, and this is blatant, and I know exactly what you're doing.
Nothing else is working. Might as well go with the hammer if the chisel isn't working. And he'll have 2 of them walk over to the bard instead and just crawl into his arms.
The druid?
Sorry, the druid, yes.
Even you get two little kitties crawling up your naturey garb.
Oh, hello, little friends.
I look at Vivian, it's like, if you don't like them, I mean, I'm sure I'll enjoy them for while they're here, but count it as a peace offering, please?
They are but a blessing, so I don't see why not.
Each of you enjoy an evening of kittens.
And I will do one last thing before the long rest.
Sure.
I'm gonna head by the shopkeep again.
Mako?
Yes, thank you.
We're staying there anyway, because...
Yep, just I'll pull him aside as we come in. Just, is there anyone in town who has had a severe injury of any kind that you know of, by the way?
You got anything further? I think one of the
something like that.
I think one of the guards had a bit of a rough one. I don't know if he lost a leg, but it was certainly roughly mangled.
Would you be able to bring me to him or direct me to him?
I think he's resting in the barracks by now. And he just gives you some base directions. Not too far off from the entrance you guys first entered.
Oh, perfect. And I'll kind of like send a command to one of the cats to come over to me and say, hold this to me. And I'll put it in Mako's hands. and I will rush off to the barracks.
All right. You arrive, and immediately a guard at the entrance goes, just looks and state your business.
I'm a healer. I heard there was someone here who was injured. I don't need to go in if you don't want me to. I have the ability to cast a healing spell that can fix rather dire injuries, and I'd like to help.
He
Have
kind
anyone
of
who
like
was
gives a
injured,
glance.
injured the leg?
Who requested you?
No one. I new to town. I offered my services. You can ask one of the guards. I believe it was a younger boy, bucket helmet on his head, and a dwarven woman with a crossbow. They saw me come in today.
He just kind of like nods. One sec, and you see him call another guard to take his post. I'm gonna go talk to my captain.
Please, I'll wait right here.
And returning back, you see a rather tall Goliath man. Kind of like duck underneath the door frame and walk out. He's got this like gray stone skin and this handlebar mustache. And a buzz cut on the top, kind of not buzz cut, flat top. And he glances down and goes, "And what do you have to do here, little man?"
And I spoke to Mako at the shop, and he said I was looking to see if there were any injured. I have the ability to cast healing spells that fix sometimes long-term damage. I heard there was a guard here who I might be able to assist with.
Anything? Anything for a sec? Oh, a healer?
Yes, of a magical variety.
All right. If Mako's speaking for you, we can double check with him afterwards.
Yes, I'll be staying there tonight too if you'd like to check.
You pull anything,
Of course.
and
of
I'll be
course.
dragging you myself. You got that?
I won't even argue. I will offer my arms up to you if I need to.
All right. He turns and he walks in. Follow me.
I'll follow behind.
And you trudge through, and you walk through the guards' barracks, and you see a number of town guards in various states of duty. Before eventually reaching what seems to be the med bay. And you're led in. You see what seems to be a basic healer, kind of like running back and forth and making sure a whole bunch of people are okay.
Yep, and I kind of smile and just... morning, sir. Magical healer. I know there's been difficulties lately. Could you direct me to whomever is the most injured here? Maybe he lost or very much injured a limb?
The captain's still with you. He's looking for Hankin. And the doctor goes, "Oh, right. If you have magical healing, that would be very helpful.
Yes.
Anything. Yeah." And he leads you. You see a let's roll and see. Actually, what race? You find a tiefling. Kind of laid back on a cot. Kind of got this like a darker tan skin and this kind of green hair in between two short horns on the forehead.
Nice.
And on the right side of the body is rough looking. There's a number of like patched up scars and stitches. However, you see the hand in a cast and the right leg just completely like casted and bandaged.
And I look to the healer and say, I'm going to need to remove all of the wrappings on him first if you think it's not going to immediately injure him worse to do so. I don't want anything to grow in the wrong place and attach to it.
The bandages are specifically for making sure nothing grows in the wrong place. It's the best attempt to make sure it can.
Will he be able to survive 5 minutes without them?
He looks. Do you have anything that would fight against disease?
I may tomorrow, but I think whatever I'm going to cast today won't be an issue.
If you can get it tomorrow, and if your magic is what I'm thinking it is, then it might be worth it.
Well, I can definitely bring the Actually, you know what? Let me check something. I'm just going to click this. Ignore the. No, wrong one. Hold on. Here we go. You know what? Yes, I'll have to do it tomorrow. The extra um, curing, but I can fix most everything else today.
Okay. And you see the doc kind of rouse the guard. Hankin, we have a magical healer here for you. And he's just kind of like, it's like okay. And kind of like head turns and glances at you. Healer?
Yes, we're
Looks
going to
like a
have to remove
minstrel.
your bandages and multiple skills. We'll have to remove your bandages and your casts if you'll allow us.
I can't exactly do anything one way or the other.
Well, if you
Do
ask
you
for
think
help,
it'll work? I'll take
I-
anything.
unless this is some curse I've never heard of before, it will work.
Alright.
Good,
And the
good
doc.
here, lend me a hand.
Yep, the doctor takes some time to remove the cast on the leg and the hand.
All right. And with my last spell slot of the day, I'm going to cast Regenerate.
All right.
I'll give a quick click for you. Any severed, broken limbs just takes 2 minutes to heal, and for the next hour, he's getting a hit point a second, as well as 48 plus 15 at the start.
Yep. As after you cast it, the wounds of the hand and the leg, which like the hand itself is broken, but could probably be probably just if not moved for a while, be okay. But the leg is rough, and it is in that probably not going to keep its state. But we're trying anyways.
Yep, might as well.
And as the magic goes through, the like bits of flesh move and shift themselves, and he's like, "Oh, that feels weird. Oh, okay. Oh my." And you see him like dry heave a few times.
Yep, and I'm playing the lute softly, just as it goes, and letting the magic flow out. And just don't worry,
Okay.
it's a trick I learned from a cleric friend of mine.
Okay.
Just
And,
focus on the music.
and the doc just hands him a piece of leather to bite on.
Yep, focus on the music. It'll help.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And the hand kind of like twists and bends a bit before kind of with a bit of a snap setting itself perfectly in place.
There we go.
And the leg takes a while longer as the flesh kind of knits itself back together underneath the bandages, but it is the process is probably quicker than it would be because there is the bit of leg there and because it's being held in place properly. You see the marks and scars and stitches on his face, kind of like up the side of his neck and on the side of his chest, kind of just heal up. The little stitches kind of slowly are pushed out of the flesh, and a little piece of string just kind of falls out.
Perfect.
And
any head injuries?
he shakes his head. He's like, "No, what the fuck?" And the doc is like, "That's
I know.
more than I was expecting." And you see him just kind of like do some various like checks and tests on the limbs. And it's like they're perfectly fine.
Yes, it's a skill I can do once per day, but when I heard how rough things have been lately, I figured you folks could you need every guard in active duty.
And you see the guard kind of like shift himself up, and it's like, fucking hell, you some sort of prophet or something?
No, like you said, minstrel. A skilled one, I think.
Just putting it lightly, man. That's
Music
me
isn't my
walking.
strong suit, funny enough.
He like taps his foot on the floor and stands up. He's like, fucking hell, never thought I'd do that again.
Glad to help where I can.
He just like looks over and just like with the freshly healed hand just kind of like wraps you in a hug.
Yep, and I give him a hug back and.
I can't repay you for this.
I'm not asking you to. Again, keep this town safe. Your payment to me is to, despite what you've been through, fight another day.
He just like
I know
slowly
it's not easy
nods.
after something like this happens, but if this happens again, and you can be brought back here to survive until I return, I'll heal you again. So, can I ask you to fight once more?
Do my best. Especially if all that shit's coming up. Where I couldn't do anything, just be sitting here. And you kind of like,
I turn to the healer, and please, if something like this happens the next few days, I'm going to be gone for a couple of days, but when I return, I would be able to do this once more.
I've only heard rumors, but there are some words of things like curses taking hold. Should the worst come to wander here.
Curses I don't have as much skill with, but injuries to the body and sometimes to the heart I can usually do my best with.
If you know anyone else who could, or anything, you're not a miracle, are you?
No, nothing of that caliber. I wish, but no. Really just some good fortune to happen to blow through.
Right. Yes, if you're back in town, I'll let you know.
Please, just speak to Mako. He's lodging me while I'm here.
Nuts. And just thank you again. And you see the captain walk back in and kind of like loom into the doorway, and it's like, I'll be damned, it worked. And you see him put like a huge hand on the top of the tiefling's head and just kind of the hair of it. Hear that, Hankin? No more sleeping in. You got a job to do now. And you see the tiefling kind of rumble and just, yes, sir.
Yep. I smile and just go, good captain, what's your name? Sorry. What was the name? Sorry.
He looks at you. Do.
He looks at his hand where he might have it written down.
Yep, as it's a bit smudged.
Mm-hmm. Peers at it.
I can just do captain if you'd rather.
Captain Gervais.
Gervais, perfect. Do you think is there any word you'd like to spread to your soldiers who else are healing here?
Does it? Tell them to do their fucking job and don't be afraid of no fay.
No, you tell them, please, and I will give them inspiration.
And he's like, I never thought of swearing at him like that.
Yeah, please, I think they'll be happy to hear it.
Thanks, Fiddleman.
Fiddleman. I'm Little Man, not Fiddleman, excuse you.
Same thing.
Nice to meet you. And I'll smile and hopefully shake his hand and make my way to Mako's shop.
You doing it is crushing.
Oh, absolutely. I walk in, I crouch down to Bucket, speak in Draconic, some words of greeting, ask Mako where my bed is, and promptly pass the fuck out because I've used every single spell slot ability I have.
All right.
You completely
As
forgot to do your tree.
As everyone winds down for the evening.
Oh, I think I'd do the tree another time, see if we can find like a let you go for that first. Actually, I like that idea better.
So, with that, we'll end the session there.
Okay.
Awesome.
Bit of a slower one, but
We got somewhere,
you guys,
sort of.
Yep, you guys got some sort of direction for tomorrow. I'm going to assume you're heading towards the Druid Grove next time.
Uh-huh.
I believe so.
Oh.
All right.
So,
Well, until next time.
till next
Till
time.
next time.